going good for the Hobbs Eagles on that one as the catch is made by Jaquez. That will be a first down pickup. Eagles are now 1 of 2 in the passing game for 16 yards.
Nice solid run, found some open field and was able to utilize it.
Make it 14 yards in the passing department. First down for the Eagles. They'll have it now at their own 43-yard line, so give that 15 on the catch by Jaquez. At the 42. Twins right and left. Shotgun. Delay up the middle. So Armendariz to the 45. Keeps on the left hash mark. Diving straight ahead and flattens out at the 48. So Armendariz trying to inch his way toward the half field marker there. As he'll get more ahead for it looks like they're going to give him about 5 yards on the carry. So Armendariz now with 2 carries for 7 yards. Second down and 5 now for the Eagles at their own 48. Still 0-0 as we start the first quarter here in Clovis. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Beatty goes up to the line to change up the call there and back out to shotgun with Armendariz on his left shoulder. Fakes the handoff, 1-step drop. He's going to fade it out to the far sideline, right over the shoulder, over the outstretched hands at the 20 of Clovis, but it does not come down with the ball. Good outstretch in the air that time, Superman style for Jaquez on that far sideline near the 20-yard line in front of the Clovis bench. Incomplete. Eagles 1 for 3 in the passing game.
Just could not get underneath it quite as well as he wanted to. It was close, but could not catch it in stride. He had to slow down and try to get that ball.
Third down and 5 for the Eagles, still at their 48-yard line near midfield. Of course, the Eagles getting 1 game into the playoffs last year, losing a heartbreaker at home. And Clovis did not make the playoffs. 4-man front for the Clovis defense, a gap in the middle. Eagles go with the shotgun, Twins right, receiver left. Slot man going left to right in the motion. Now he's going to hold up on the right line. Hand off to Armendariz, angling left, 50, and now Clovis territory, 40, 35, and the first down for the Eagles. Going to be 16, 17 yards for Armendariz, his 3rd carry for 24 total. And now the 2nd first down for the Eagles as they knock on the door of the Wildcats at their 35.
Armendariz showing his speed, being able to get in the open field and make those yards look pretty easy.
Double-digit run for him. They have it on the left hash in Wildcat territory, a 1st and 10 from the 35. Eagles checking their armbands. 10:03 left, first quarter. We're still scoreless. Opening drive for the Eagles. Beatty back in shotgun, slot left, Twins right receivers. Fakes the handoff, turns and fires, fade route left sideline over the shoulder, catching the 10-5, touchdown on the inside of the left pylon. That'll be a 35-yard reception for the Eagles in the touchdown, the left corner of the end zone as we're checking the number on that. As that will be a score for the Eagles as they're going on the scoreboard first here in Clovis to take a 6-0 lead. And that looks like the reception by Justin Black, the left receiver. And Hobbs going to try to tack on 1 to make it 7-0. Looks like Black will be the guy that is going to be the holder, too, for the Eagles here. So 35-yard reception for Black off the arm of Beatty. The kick for the PATs, a sidewinder, and gets inside the left upright as it is up and good and put through the uprights for the Eagles by Marari Orozco. It's 7-0 here, first quarter action. 9:49 remaining. Hobbs up by the touchdown. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. Did y'all turn your thing down?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're on, but there is a high pitch 1.
Right. That's what I was just about to say. So we're on. That's all that matters. Is it annoying or is it just?
It's pretty. It's like dog whistle high.
Okay. So maybe some people won't notice it.
Okay.
But thank you. Is it that bad or not, Tiffany? We need to know.
It's pretty high and it's pretty bad.
Well, I don't know what to say because we got. I know. I don't know what to maneuver. We got all our gauges on the right spot. It's bad on the radio too.
No, it's just on the screen.
Where's our screen speed? That's what
10,
never fails. Never ever fails.
5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Your Hobbs Eagles lead 7-0, a 35-yard touchdown pass from Beatty, hooking up to Black, and getting ready to kick off here for the Eagles from the 40-yard line, leading early on their first drive of the ball game. As kicking off, a sidewinder kick going to the near sideline on the right. The catch will be made at the 25, brought up the right hash, middle of the field, to the 30, 35, and the 37-yard line. As return man is Seven Chapman. Wildcats have their first possession of the game. We were watching them in warm-ups, Ron, having a little bit of trouble with their personnel going the right direction on the handoffs in the backfield. They had some bad snaps there with no defense on them. That was before the game got started. So they had some young guys last year. Shouldn't be much of an excuse as we get this season rolling along, but Hobbs might be taking advantage of that miscommunication and issues in the backfield.
Exactly. If they do the same thing they did just a moment ago, we may see a early touchdown from the defense from a fumble recovery.
Okay, we're ready for the first offensive session here for the Wildcats. 7-0 Eagles here in the first quarter. Jet Stone, the quarterback for the Wildcats. He puts two in motion to the left side. Got two receivers left, single setback. And now we got a flag before the snap. They're going to have a handoff on that one. Looks like they're pointing towards the Eagles side of the field, and that will be apparently offsides against the Eagles.
Exactly.
For their first penalty of the ball game for 5 yards.
So got a little eager about that one. Was trying to show blitz and instead crossed the line or got on the line.
Move the ball up to the 41-yard line. It'll make it a first down and 5.
So 5 the easy way for the Clovis Wildcats.
Cash will go underneath, or Stone will go underneath the center. You have a slot back on the left side. Single setback again. Got to go with the handoff left around the end. Breaking outside is Roberts. Another flag on the play halfway through the run. Roberts gets across the 40 and out to about the 43-yard line. Not sure if they might have stopped action partway through that carry that time. We'll have to wait and see. They put it to the 41. Yeah, they're marking off another penalty.
Another offense offsides on the Eagles.
So two back-to-back. So they did stop the play a little bit late on the whistle there. So first down on penalties only for Clovis, already at their 46-yard line. Middle of the field. Hobbs still up 7-0 with 9:40 left here in the first quarter. Four-man front for the Hobbs Eagle defense. Got two receivers left, a slot left, single setback. Got to go with the handoff again. This time the left side of the line, trying to barrel his way straight ahead was Cash Roberts, and he meets a big wall. Gonna have to meet him helmet to helmet. Gabe Henry there for the Hobbs Eagle defense. That'll be a 2-yard pickup though for Henry, or correction, that was Cash Roberts for 2.
Looked like looked like Hernandez is the one that got the tackle for the Hobbs Eagles.
Second down and 8 from the 48. Clovis still on their own side of the field. They trail by 7. Hobbs going to load up the box now. Have two slot looks. Quarterback fake the option. He's going to try to shake and bake. Left side of the line gets dropped quickly. The Eagles are going to shut him down. I'm not sure if he got forward progress or not. Very close to the line of scrimmage, and the Eagles shut it down. Get some good initial pressure there was Cameron Hernandez, one of the linebackers for the Eagles. And there's no gain on the play. So that's going to be a third down and 8 now. For Clovis, still sitting at their 48-yard line. And again, they keep going to that left side, whether it be the handoffs to the left or the quarterback taking it to the left. The Eagles is coming over there and closing the door down.
That was a broken play. He tried to hand it out, but the guy wasn't there.
Underneath the center goes Stone. He's got two slots, a single setback. Slot left is in motion to the right. Gets a pitch around the right end, 45. Angling right, 50. To the near sideline, upended. And he's going to be shy of the first down. He gets about 5 on the carry. Gets his knees swiped underneath him by Jacob Diaz, who took him out that time.
Very strongly, too, might I add.
It looks like they're giving 4 or so on the play. And so that will be Cash Roberts' second carry for 6 yards. Receiver left, slot left and right for the Wildcats, single setback. And they'll bring the right slot in motion. He's going to stop in the backfield. And now they're going to stop and look at the sideline for a change-up on the play call.
Seamus Wright was also involved on that tackle.
Back to a double slot look for the Wildcats. They're going to go with the handoff to the tailback left. Puts his head down, diving across the 45. They need to get to about the 43-yard line. That was Cash Roberts. He's going to be short of the first down, so he gets another 2. Make it 3. And that will be short. That was a fourth down play. That was short, so it'll be Hobbs Eagle football in the turnover on downs.
Absolutely it is. And it's definitely going to force Clovis either to get this fourth down or punt. It looks like there may be in punting formation.
Well, that was the fourth down, so it's going to be Hobbs football in the turnover on downs.
Oh, it is? Oh, well.
Eagles at the 45, middle of the football field, leading 7-0 here with 7:33 left first quarter. They're going to send 3 receivers left. Late substitution on the offensive line for the Eagles, having to chug it out there. Barely getting back on in time to get a reset.
Definitely.
They got 4 on the front line for the purple defense. Shotgun for Beatty. Gets a good snap, fakes the handoff, two-step drop, throws the slant route, caught at the 45 of the Wildcats and down to the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down pickup. Deshaun Franklin's going to come up with that one. That's going to be a 20-yard catch for him.
And that was a nice pass and play for the Eagles.
First and 10 from the Wildcats 40-yard line.
So 20 yards on the play. So Eagles now have had their third touchdown catch, or third catch of this ball game. Now at the 40-yard line, third first down. Beatty back in shotgun, twins right, receiver left. He's going to throw it back in the backfield. Almost intercepted. Ball ricochets off an Eagle and a Clovis Wildcat. Almost picked off by Elias Lura on that far right flat. Coming back over to try to make the catch on that far sideline, and just barely escaping getting that pickoff there for the Eagles was Zach Salcido.
And that's when you want it to be on the ground for the Hobbs Eagles.
Hobbs now 3 of 5 in the passing game for 75 yards. Second and 10 from the 40. Delay, handoff around the right. No, it's taken by Beatty. He spins away left to the 40, 35-30, 25, and is brought down at the 23-yard line. 27 yards for Beatty. That might have been Black that came in on that one, it looks like. So Black is the one that gets that play. Make it 19 for Black. And that's going to get another first down for the Eagles. They're fourth.
Hobbs, of course, wasting no time getting on the line and getting set up for the next play.
At the 23, first and 10 to the left hash. Shotgun Beatty, twins right and left. He's got one man back with him. Takes the shotgun, chucks it, fakes it to the right, throws it over the right corner of the end zone. Wide open man at the one, and dashes his way in as he gets a nice little shirk move on the quarterback on the far right side, and that's a touchdown.
Clovis blew an assignment somewhere. He was wide open, like you said. It was just a simple matter of catching the ball and just walking in pretty much for that nice little touchdown.
24 yards for Hawkes on the right side of the goal line, kind of waiting, came back for it about a yard, caught it, and a little head fake and into the end zone for the touchdown. So the second passing touchdown for the Eagles in this one. Earlier we had another big one to Armendariz for 30, or Black for 35. The PAT is up, and it barely gets side to left upright as it's put through by Mirari Orozco. 6:35 left here in the first quarter. The Eagles leading 14-0 over Clovis. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. Starting. Ten. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Back live here in Clovis. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 14-0 in the first. 6:35 remaining over the Wildcats. Getting ready for another kickoff, the third one after a touchdown. And here goes an end over an end to the 15 on the far left sideline. Brought up to 20, 25, still sideline, 30, 35, breaking some tackles, 40. The Eagles trying to corral him. And now we got a flag late in the play on that far left sideline. A lot of missed tackles on that one on the special teams for the Eagles. Wait to see what the penalty was on that play. It looks like that was Matthew Ochoa, the return man. Penalty back at the 26-yard line. Referees meeting there on the far left sideline to discuss the play. Still waiting for a signal here. We're on the other side of the field, so bear with us on this. Very long distance from the right to the left side of the football field here. Long discussion by 3 officials on that far side. Eagles scoring on 2 passing plays so far in this ball game. 35-yarder to Black and a 24-yarder to Hawkes, both coming off the arm of Beatty.
That is against Clovis. It looked like it was a personal foul.
Not sure what that's all about. We'll have to wait and see if we get another signal here. See how many yards they're going to back it up. If it is a personal foul, it should be 15. And, yep, that looks like what it is. So 15-yarder for Clovis, their first penalty of the ball
There it
game.
goes again.
Eagles have had 2 for 5 apiece on defensive offside penalties.
First and 10 for the Wildcats from their own
23-yard line is where Clovis will start their second series. Didn't have much going on in their first. They had 3 carries for Roberts for a total of 9 yards and a couple of penalties from the Eagles on those encroachment penalties, so that added 10 to the mix there. But other than that, not much else going on. They did turn over on downs. Clovis breaks their huddle, comes out to the 23. They trail 14-0 to the visiting Eagles here in the first quarter with 6:28 remaining. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. First game of the 2023 season.
number 4, Jet Stone.
Bear with us with some of our technical difficulties tonight. Try to clean things up as best we can. Twins right. 1 slot left for the Wildcats. Have a single setback. Bring up motion man from left to right. We got a whistle formation problem. Going to be a procedure call by the right official here on the sideline.
Looks like a false start.
Against the Wildcats.
That'll be the second penalty for Clovis for 20 yards. So both teams have been penalized twice. 20 yards for the Wildcats, 10 for the Eagles. That'll back them up 5 yards. Formation was out of whack that time. They'll back it up to the 18 on the left hash for the Wildcats. First down and 15.
You got to expect this from the first game. You know, everybody's got a little bit of jitters. Also, they have a little problem trying to get their feet right.
A roll right now, a tuck for the quarterback, steps back up to the middle gap and tries to plow himself ahead for the Wildcats. That's Stone. Meets a big wall from the Eagles. He's going to get back some of that penalty yardage there. Looks like maybe 4 for Stone. He is the starting quarterback. That's his first carry of the ball game. They've got a total of 4 carries for 13 yards so far for the Cats, and now at the 22 of the Eagles. Breaking their huddle now as they line up. Hobbs a lot of times doing the no-huddle offense on their side. Eagles have put 5 on the front line. Got 3 in the linebacking core and 2 safeties. Underneath the sitter goes Stone. He's got a couple of slot backs. Hand up, fake the handoff, rolls right. He wants to throw for the first time. The out route caught at the 25 and strung down to the 30. And that's going to be close, or maybe a yard shy of the first down. So about 10 yards on the reception by Mondragon. That'll be, actually, might have say he went out sooner than that. Let's see where they're going to mark this at. That's going to be a little bit shorter than what I thought there. Maybe about 8 for Mondragon.
It looks like we got 3rd and 3 on this one.
So Clovis 1 for 1 in the passing game for 8 yards total. Now at the 29-yard line on the right hash. Yeah, about close to 3 yards on this one. Double slots, single setback. They put the right slot in motion. Fake the pitch, roll right. Jet wants to throw. Neuer sideline. He's going to run up himself and stretches out across the first down marker. He's going to get the first down. 6-yard pickup for Stone. He's got 2 carries for 10 yards, and that'll be the first down for the purple and white squad. They'll get it at their own 30. Looks like they mark it the 35 hash on the right side.
Yeah, that was run all the way. He had that intention to get that first down. He held the ball out just to make sure it went past the first down marker.
4:51 left first quarter. He did get out of bounds to stop the clock. 14-0 though. Eagles on 2 passing plays for touchdowns for a total of 59 yards. 35 to Black and 24 to Hawkins. Receiver left and right. Double slots underneath the center. Goes Stone. And we got looks like a timeout call for Clovis.
Yes.
4:51 left first quarter. Hobbs up 14-0 over the home team Wildcats. We'll be back in 60 seconds live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page.
You're clear. I have no idea. You just said handset. Is there anything that you can hold up?
Welcome back live to Clovis as the Hobbs Eagles on defense and a 23-yard pickup, slot around from right to left. Mondragon gets 23 on the carry, moves the chains for the Wildcats to the far left sideline. They'll mark him out at the 50-yard line. Right at the midfield stripe, Hobbs though leading 14-0 here in the first quarter with 4:45 remaining. So left hash, 50-yard line. That was the second first down for the Wildcats.
And their first big play they've had for the Wildcats. Hobbs going to try to stop that from happening again.
Wildcats break their huddle. Taking a little bit of time, though. Everybody's kind of having some communication issues here. They have two slots once again. Single setback. Underneath the center is Jet Stone. Taking his time with the slot man right to left in the motion. Wraps around to the right side of the run for the quarterback to the 50, 45, 40, 35. Pushed out of bounds near the 30. And that's going to be a 20-yard pickup for Stone. He just kind of put his arm out there, and the Heisman Trophy did up that near sideline with the pose there. He's got 3 carries now for 30 yards. Actually, to give him more than that, make it 22 for Stone, the quarterback, and that'll be the third first down. So the Hobbs Eagles giving those outsides now, starting to see some dividends. Both sides of the field, too. 23 for Mondragon and 22 for Stone. And now Clovis knocking on the door at the Eagle 29 here on the right side. Double slot. Slot motion man left to right. He's going to stall in the backfield and come back to the left side to reset the offense. Man in the backfield for the Wildcats is Cash Roberts. He's got 3 carries for 9 yards.
Calling the audible.
Stone will take the traditional snap, hat up the middle of the tailback, and he's going to get plowed under and dropped on the right side of the line of scrimmage. Cash Roberts, not much going on for that one. Eagles getting some, appears to be some secondary look here on the tackle that time. Bear with us on the numbers here as they continue to scrunch up on us. Looks like the tackle made for the Eagles by Cameron Hernandez, the linebacker. That's going to be just a 1-yard pickup for Cash Roberts. He's got 3 carries for 10 yards, or 4 carries for 10 yards, and brings up a second down and 9 from the Eagle 27-yard line. 3:57 left and ticking here in the first quarter. Hobbs up 14-0 here in Clovis. Eagles have put 4 in the front box. Man in motion from right to left. Fakes the handoff. Here's going to be a pass, a fade route to the left side corner. Wide open to 10, 5, and a touchdown. That's going to be a 27-yarder. Just wait for the floater over the top on that far left sideline. It's a 27-yard pass to Mondragon for the first reception, touchdown, and score of the game for the Wildcats. And their second pass completion as well. 2 for 2 in the passing game in this contest. And that will be 14-6 your score. Clovis getting on the scoreboard, and some confusion on the sideline for the Wildcats. They're missing a player. They're trying to send in quickly. It looks like their kicker is coming on late.
Yes,
I
definitely.
don't know what the heck's going on with that. The holder was out there. Jet Stone, the quarterback. Good snap. Kick is up and rejected by the Eagles. Hobbs is going to try to retain it, but they don't move that on a call in the high school ranks. You can return it in other higher divisions, but Hobbs getting a great snap, or a great slap of the ball that time. I think the man that got the hand on the football for the Eagles was Gustavo Diaz-Castro, one of the linebackers. So PAT was slapped down in the backfield, no good. We'll take a quick break. 3:38 left here in the first. Hobbs up of Clovis, 14-6. Back in half a minute. Go. 14-7 ball game here in Clovis. Your Eagles make it 14-6. A missed PAT on a block by the Eagles. 3:38 left first quarter, and we're getting ready for a kickoff for the Wildcats. as they did score on a passing touchdown from Stone as he completed it to Mondragon for 27 yards. Here comes the kick from the 40. It'll be end over end. A fair catch signal is going to be over the shoulder, but pulled down. Boy, that was a very dangerous catch on the fair there that time. Comes over the shoulder, and the Eagles able to bring it down. So Hobbs will have it at their 29-yard line as they lead by 8. Trying to see who came up with that. I think it was Gabe Henry for the Eagles, the sophomore. Big kid, too, 6'2", 210 pounds. Hobbs football again, as we said, at the, looks like the 28.5-yard line. They lead by 8. Twins left and right for the Eagles in the receiving core. Back in shotgun goes Beatty. So Beatty will get it. And we're heading right on the carry for the Eagles on the rushing play. I believe he got that handed off at the last second as the man with the football for the Eagles to the far right sideline, Saul Armendariz. As they're going to give him, looks like, about 3 yards.
Correct.
So Armendariz has picked up his 4th carry now for 27. 2nd down and 7. Eagle football at the 31 of their own. Forefront for the Clovis defense. Hobbs will send 2 receivers left and right to the far sidelines. Back to a shotgun once again for Beatty. Taking some time on the snap call here. The Eagles are going to pull out of it and look over to the sideline to Coach Stevens. Still waiting for the snap for the Eagles. Long count. Turns and fires. Coming back for on the far side. The receiver catches the 30, 35. And Salcido coming up with Zach Salcido diving straight ahead after he made the catch on the far sideline with a shake and bake. And it looks like they'll give him another 4 or so yards on that one. Make up a 3rd down and 3, so 4 for Salcido. 3rd down and 3, mark it at the 36-yard line of the Eagles on the right hash. Beatty back to a shotgun as a receiver in motion right to left, who now is in the backfield, a split formation. Beatty will take the direct snap, rolls around left of the run to the 30. There's a flag in the backfield, looks like an illegal block, and he shoved out of bounds at the 36 on the angle to the left sideline. Flag back in the backfield about the 34, so probably going to be a hold or illegal block. It is a hold against the Eagles. And I don't know if he got back to the original line of scrimmage. It would be a big call here for Coach McCraw. Maybe just decline the penalty and make it a 4th. We'll have to wait and see here. It's still waiting for the official signal. It would be marked off from where the flag was, which was thrown at the 34-yard line near midfield, and they will back it off from there. So 10-yard penalty against the Eagles in the backfield.
Okay, here we go.
That'll be their 3rd penalty now for 20 yards. And so Hobbs will still have a 3rd down to work with, but a lot more yards to try to make up. 13 total they'll need for the 1st down. Need to get to about the 39-yard line as they lead 14-6 over Clovis with 2:03 left first quarter.
Last-minute substitution coming in.
And running all the way over from left to right to the far right sideline, Zach Salcido. He's the one that had that nice catch on that far side just seconds ago. Trips right, 1 receiver near side left. Back to shotgun is Beatty, has Armendariz back with him left shoulder. Takes the shotgun snap, 2-step drop, steps up pocket. Double pump fake, fires over the shoulder, wide open at the 40 at the other end, far right sideline, but overthrows the wide open Jeremiah Hawkes. In stride that time, but about 3 or 4 yards through his outstretched hands, as best he could to stretch out for that one. Incomplete for the Eagles, and if he would have caught that coming underneath that, he'd have been gone off to the races, about a 35-yard scamper after that for a touchdown.
Yeah, it would have been a huge play, would have lifted the spirits definitely for the Hobbs Eagles, and definitely made Clovis think twice about what's going on in this game.
Eagles 5 of 8 in the passing game. They've got 2 catches, 39 for Jeremiah Hawkes, a catch for 35 for Black, a touchdown, and also Armendariz a catch for 20. Beatty's going to move up closer to the line of scrimmage, and now they'll go into a punt formation. Now the kick from the 15. It is Beatty, end over end. Comes into Clovis territory and bounces off the shoulder pad, but still caught at the 41-yard line on a fair catch attempt there by Jet Stone, the quarterback. So he's on the punt coverage team as well. And good field position, though, for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they're best.
And they scored on their last possession, too. So the first punt of the game for the Eagles.
The best of the game so far. Got an update for you from Roswell. Looks like Leamington is down 7-0 to Roswell at the end of the first quarter.
We'll take a quick 30-second break. Come back here in Clovis. Your Eagles up 14-6. Hobbs Eagles called a defensive timeout. They lead 14-6 with 1:50. Coach Winningham very angry about something on the field. Ran out there to his team. Somebody was out of position, I believe, and he wanted to make sure the right set was there. As Clovis has some good field position, 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line on the right hash. They did start to see their passing game open up a little bit as they connected to Mondragon for 27 yards and a touchdown. The Eagles have had a couple of long passes for touchdowns, 24 and 35 yards. And that included to Jeremiah Hawkes and also Black, Justin Black. Back to live action, the Wildcat football at their own 41, right hash. Underneath the center, Stone. Gonna fake the handoff, option right to the near right sideline, 40, 45 and run out of bounds. About a 4-yard pickup right to the Hobbs Eagles sideline that time. And the man with the football coming over right in front of the Hobbs Eagles side of the field. As they have a number 21, I'm not showing on the roster, so that'll be one of our mystery men there. He gets 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats, close to the 45-yard line on the right hash once again. Double slot look for the Cats, single setback. And that is Roberts. Right up the middle and dashing through defenders to the 50 to the 45 of the Eagles. That will be a 1st down pickup. That's Cash Roberts who got a late handoff there. He picks up 12. His best run of the game, a double digit. And they'll move the chains for the 4th time for the Wildcats in Hobbs Eagle territory at the 45. Roberts with 22 yards on 5 carries. So he's about 4.5 a pop there in terms of running the football. In the Eagle territory at the 45 at the midfield area. Clock ticking still with 1:25 left here in the first. 14-6 Hobbs Eagle lead. They were up early 14-0 before the last score of the last series for the Wildcats. Underneath the center goes Stone. He's going to roll right, fakes the option, tucks it up the middle, 40. Trying to bounce off some defenders and dives to the 39-yard line. He gets 6 on that one. Diaz Castro, the man to stop for the Eagles in the linebacking core up the gut. Looks like 6 yards that time. And brings up a 2nd down and 4 now from the 39 of the Eagles. Middle of the field. Clock's been kind of stalling a little bit here late in the first quarter. Underneath the minute, though, down to 40 seconds. Breaking the huddle now. The Wildcats up to the line at the 39. Single setback, double slot, left slot in motion. Going to be option out to him on the right side. 40, 35, breaks off one tackle, diving across the 30. Mondragon, he's going to get another, looks like 9 yards, as Mondragon now has 3 carries for a total of 40 yards, and another Wildcat 1st down. That's 5 for them now, starting to get a little rhythm there on offense, the Purple squad, Ron.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that Hobbs has been getting those sacks, been shaking them off on the 1st attempt, 2nd attempt too sometimes as well. It is taking a couple of times before the Hobbs Eagles can get a Clovis Wildcat down to the ground.
And they get it to the right hash 29-yard line in Eagle territory. The Wildcats trying to get back in this ball game. Down by a touchdown on a 2-point conversion as they missed their first PAT on their first series of the game. And that'll run out the clock here in the first. So a pretty close ball game at this point. Hobbs leading 14-6 over the Clovis Wildcats. Come back to us in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 14-6 starting the second quarter here in Clovis. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. The opening game of the 2023 season. Winds are starting to pick up a little bit here as they get the lights on here in Clovis. A little bit dark on the field. Kind of like the Eagles' light system that kind of flashes stuff across the field as they get those things turned out. Some purple and white looks there. Of course, they are refurbishing their track as we speak. Started this summer, but haven't got it done yet. But so it's all ripped up at this point, but definitely not used for this football game here. Of course, the Eagles will be on the road next week as well. They'll be in Artesia to take on the Bulldogs. Of course, the Hobbs JV played the Bulldogs last night. Unfortunately, lost a mercy rule game in that one. Pretty close game in the first quarter, though. 7-7 ended up being it was a mercy rule 36-point win for Artesia. We got an offside or neutral zone violation against the Eagles before they can get the snap off to start the second quarter. So another 5-yard penalty. They had 2 defensive offsides, and now they've got 1 on the offensive squad. So that'll be the 4th penalty against the Eagles for 25 yards, and that will back them up. Looks like that'll take them back to the 25.
Yeah, definitely don't want to give any more yards to Clovis than they have to.
Beatty waiting for the snap here. Actually, Clovis, excuse me. That was Jet Stone who took the direct snap. He heads right to the 20-yard line as he'll pick up a couple more yards, about 3 or 4 for him. Stone has had a total of 5 carries so far for 42 yards. Now at the Hobbs Eagle 20th right hash mark.
2nd and 1 is the call.
So go ahead and give him 5 on that one.
4.
2nd down and 1, short distance here for the Wildcats. They'll keep a slot right and a receiver right, single setback, and a slot to the left now. Hand it off, angling right to left, putting his head down and sliding across the turf as he lost his footing. Looks like Cash Roberts will slip and slide his way, head for about 4 yards. Roberts will have his 6th carry of the game for 25 yards. That will be the 6th first down for the Wildcats, near midfield, middle of the field at the 16 of the Eagles. So Clovis is starting to kind of run off a lot of clock here for about midway through the first into this second quarter.
And, yeah, that's what we talked about at the beginning was pace. Whichever team dictated the pace was the one that was probably going to be able to win this game.
1st and 10 from the Eagles' 16-yard line. Here in the second quarter, 14-6 Hobbs with 10:50 left before half. Got a receiver left and right, double slot. Single man in the backfield. Back to pass is Jet. He wants to fire a fade route in the right corner of the end zone over the shoulder, but overthrows his intended receiver. He's got a slap at his helmet. He tasted that one, but no chance to get underneath that as the Eagles secondary getting burned on that one. Pass was intended for the receiver far sideline, Johnny Molina, incomplete. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats at the Eagles 16.
Correct, Mundo, but they are inside the red zone right now, and that is a threat against the Hobbs Eagles.
Back up to line of scrimmage go the Wildcats. They'll bring those 2 slots. Just 1 receiver to the left side now. And a single man in the backfield. Jet will take the hand or make it the fake handoff. Then he tries to head out right, but he's met by a wall of Eagles getting in the backfield. That's going to be a loss for him. A couple of guys in on the play for Hobbs to swarm over the top of him. Initial hit made for Hobbs defense by Tristan Davis, the outside linebacker on the left side. 6'1", 190, the junior. And it's like he's going to lose about 2 yards on the play, does the quarterback, Jet.
Hobbs never let that play develop. It looked like it was going to be a slow starter, and Hobbs was on there before the Clovis Wildcats even had a chance to move or breathe.
So -2 for Stone. Jet's his first name. Double slot, receiver left. 1 man in the backfield. Stone's going to take the handoff, back to pass, 2-step drop, a spiral to the left corner of the end zone. Receiver gets flattened out. Ball was overthrown again, and Hobbs got away. Looked like a little hand in the back that time. I don't know if it was much of a push, but receiver got by just a little bit. But no harm, no foul on that one, as keeping with him was Manuel Murillo, the cornerback for the Eagles, incomplete on the pass from Jet Stone.
And that brings up 4th and 12. Are they going to kick it for a field goal? Or are they going to try for it because they're down by 8?
The ball's marked at looks like the 19, so that would be about a 36-yard field goal. Actually, they would mark it down on the if they kick it from the 25, that would be a 35-yard field goal. And that's where they're going to be holding the ball down here. Looks like the quarterback will be the holder. That's Jet Stone. Good snap, kick is up. A wobbler as it goes through Off to the right, no good. So 35-yard field goal, no good. It gets some good pressure there in the backfield as the Hobbs Eagles slicing through there. A couple of guys making a play on that. Manuel Murillo was in there as well as Dale Madsen. So turnover on downs for the second time for the Wildcats. Getting very close towards the end zone there, but no cigars. The Hobbs Eagles will take over after the missed field goal at their own 20-yard line. And, boy, a lot of time running off there for the Wildcats. Time now for the Eagles to get some scoring going on.
Yeah, and you know the Wildcats are just very upset about the fact that they wanted to get that score. They burned all that clock, and they got nothing to show for it.
1st and 10 from the 20. Twins right, receiver left. Beatty back in the shotgun as a man behind him, Armendaris. Delay handoff to him, heads left, trying to drag some defenders with him. Goes across the 25, continuing to pack people on his back. And he's going to be out about the 27-yard line, so a 7-yard pickup for Armendaris. Kennedy's going to be the man to – actually, was that Kennedy that time? Looks like Kennedy was the handoff, getting some action in the backfield. Amarian Kennedy, the junior, at 180 pounds. So let's move the numbers over to him. His first carry of the ball game for 7. 2nd down and 3 now for the Eagles at the 27-yard line of their own on the left hash. Twins right, receiver left. Shotgun to Beatty. Handoff. Nice head fake going up the middle to the 30, 31-yard line. Dragging the knee down across as much as he can.
No, for a first down.
Yep, that's going to be about another 4-yarder for the Eagles. I believe that was Kennedy once again. Coming across the middle of the line that time. No, Deshaun Franklin, the slot man, coming out of the backfield. A couple of guys getting some action here. 4 yards for Franklin. His first carry of the ball game. That was a first down pickup, the 5th of the game for the Eagles. They'll have it at their own 30.5-yard line on the left hash. Beatty waits the shotgun. Twins right, receiver left. Kind of bobbles the snap of the shot, hands it off. That's a delay, going to cause the running back to go down kind of quickly. He might have lost a yard or two on that one, and kind of a little bit of a bobble as he was able to get the shotgun snap. Never able to break outside that time. Amarian Kennedy, we'll see if they give him a loss on the play.
And they did. Looks like about 1 yard.
So Kennedy -1 on that one. It brings up a 2nd down and about 11 for the Eagles. 8:20 left, second quarter. Hobbs up 14-6 at their own 30-yard line on the left hash. Eagles looking to the sideline to Coach Ken Stevens here on the right side of the field. Sun is going down now here in Clovis. 5 on the front line for the defense of the Wildcats. Handoff around the right end to the 25, heading right, and strung down by the waist to the 28-yard line. Another couple of yard loss for the Eagles. Coming from left to right that time was Kennedy, as he's corralled down for a -2 on that one. And they had a beeline missile on him from the start. 3rd and 13 now for Hobbs at their own 28-yard line on the right hash. Beatty will drop back in shotgun now. Back with Kennedy, left shoulder. Twins left, receiver right, make it 2 right side. Fake the handoff, 2-step drop. He wants to fire, pump fake to the near sideline, out route, catch at the 37-yard line and brought out of bounds near the first down marker. Needed 13. It looks like he's going to get 11 instead on that near sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. So 11 yards on the pickup on the catch on the out route for Jeremiah Hawkes. That'll be his 3rd catch of the ball game. He's got 50 yards on 3 receptions. 4th and short, though, 1 yard they need for the first down. They got to get to the 40. Big play here for the Eagles. Actually, less than a yard to go, about a half a yard.
Yeah, just a quarterback sneak could do it, but he is far back, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, Beatty in the shotgun now, back at the 35. Needs to get to about the 40.5-yard line. He's going to audible out of it, comes up to the line of scrimmage to talk to his lineman who kind of bunch up. Looks like the QB wants the football. Takes a quick snap, heads forward on the left hash, make it the right hash, pushing the pile, continues to plow forward. The Eagles got to get the first down and then some. 6 yards as Beatty uses his big front line. We talked about them in the pregame show. Bunch of horses up front there. Oscar Mascarenas, Josh Ray, Aiden Kays, Kyler Pickering, those big kids, and Landon Needham. So 6 yards for Beatty and the first down. That's his first carry. That's the 6th first down for the Eagles, now at their own 46, middle of the field.
Not sure if it was the coaches or the players, but somebody noticed they had less than a yard to go. So quarterback sneak was very much a needed play.
Trips right, receiver left. Beatty back in shotgun now. Gave him a little bit more breathing time to do the game he needs to do. Brings a screen to the right side to catch the 41 up the side of the 50, near side 48. And that'll be another 8 yards for the Eagles into Clovis territory. As a snag on the play by Saul Armendaris, his 2nd catch for 28 total. And another, no, not a first down, but short by about 2.5 yards at the Clovis 47-yard line on the right hash.
But a nice gain on the first down.
7 receptions so far for the Eagles. Quickly line up with the line. Twips right, receiver left. Beatty back in shotgun. Has Armendariz on his right shoulder back there. Takes a long snap count. Turns and fires another screen to the near side. Catch at the 50. Clovis territory to the 46. Only a 1-yard net pickup that time. As coming down with it is Deshaun Franklin. So Franklin with a +1 on that play. A lot of dancing on that sideline and just not able to cut it up the way he wanted to that time. Another reception, though, for the Eagles. They're 8th out of 11 throws so far from Beatty. 5:50 and counting, did not get out of bounds. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Eagles at the Clovis 46-yard line on the right hash. 5:40 left in the halftime, 14-6 score. Hobbs by 8. Slot right, receiver left, 2 receivers to the right side. I'll make it a Twins left as well. So Beatty by himself in the backfield. A passing situation, 1-step drop, tucks it goes, angling left, and is met hard in the backfield. Does not get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to take about a 2-yard loss. Big man getting in there for Clovis, putting a big brawny body at him and pulling him down to the ground was Jeremiah Johnson, 6 foot, 310 pounds. And that's going to drop Beatty for -2. And now a 4th down and 4. A little bit of a different situation, although Clovis getting a little stout there. The Eagles are in their territory at the 48. Little confusion there as a guy having to run off the field at the last second for Hobbs. Trips right, receiver left. Beatty in the shotgun. Has Armendariz back there with him. They're going to apply the play call. Look to the sideline. Audible now. Beatty went up to line of scrimmage and backs out again, waiting for the snap. Gets it. Fakes a handoff. 1-step drop. He's going to fire the out route. The comeback. The catch of the 40. First down pickup, and that will be 7 or 8, it looks like. Complete on the near sideline. Coming back for the curl, Jeremiah Hawkes. 7 make it for Hawkes. That's his 4th catch of the ball game for a total of 57 yards. He's got 7 receptions, does Beatty on his receiving core now. 7 first downs, Twins left and right at the 38 of the Clovis Wildcats. Hand up the middle, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, all the way down to the 13-yard line. Late flag on the play, though. From the 37 to 13, a 24-yard pickup.
Could be a face mask or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a tack on if that does happen. And I believe for Hobbs that time, that was Omari and Kennedy. Should be about a 24-yarder. We'll see if what the call is on the play.
Personal foul on Clovis.
That would be half the distance, tack on. Possibly a face mask. Looks like the flag is dropped to the 14, so that would move it up to the 7 if they do call that the personal foul. Yep, that is the case. So make it just a 7-yard net penalty after half the distance.
Actually, they're moving down to the 4, looks like.
So maybe the flag flew a little bit longer than they were expecting. But regardless, first down for the Eagles. That's their 8th of the ball game. 24 for Amari and Kennedy. And now at the 4, as you mentioned, it'll be a 1st and goal. And it looks like the Clovis Wildcats want to talk about it defensively. Timeout on the field. 4:22 left first half. Hobbs up 14-6, but knocking on the door. We're back at 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back to live action here in Clovis. Ty friend Ron Gunner with your Eagles up 14-6. We want to add another touchdown here. A 1st and goal from the 4-yard line on the left hash. They have a split set formation in the backfield. Shotgun to Beatty. Fakes the handoff. No, he gives it away at the last second around the right end. 10-5 and brought down, losing 1 on the play. Trying to extend it to the right side for Amari Kennedy. He's going to lose 1 on the play. Did have a 24-yarder prior to that carry. Eagles now with a 2nd and goal as they're back at the 5 after losing 1. Now on the right hash. Getting up by 8. Clovis missed a PAT, was blocked by the Eagles on their first possession that they scored. 3:50 left here in the first half. Split backs in the backfield, and between them is Beatty waiting for the shotgun. Receiver right and left. He's going to tuck it and go left, puts his head down. He's got a flag behind him from the official, dives across the 5, and maybe down to about the 4 on the middle of the field there. Looks like a flag going to go against the Eagles, and that'll back him up. That'll completely erase that play.
Exactly.
About halfway, his run coming up toward the line of scrimmage up the middle that time, and the official throwing the flag behind him. So wait to see what this one is. More than likely a holding penalty. Looks like it went back 10. Yep, 10-yard penalty hold against the Eagles. And that will be their 5th penalty of the ball game. 35 yards total, and back at the 16-yard line, make it the 15. Center of the field now. Split formation backfield with the 2 running backs behind Beatty. Takes the snap, 3-step drop. Double clutch, throws it in the right corner of the end zone over the shoulder. Back pedal to try to make a catch. No, they're going to say he was out of bounds on the near right sideline. Hobbs fans thought he had his footing down there, but they're not going to let it go. Hawkes, the intended receiver for the Eagles, tiptoeing on that far right sideline of the end zone. Had some pretty decent coverage on him, too. Nice battle going on that near sideline.
Beatty got hit when he released the ball. Was hoping that would be one of those touchdown moments where it looked so good, but unfortunately just wasn't able to pull in with that reception.
Cornerback was Matthew Ochoa, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal, though. The Eagles have to get 15 yards to score. No first downs and allowed in this series left. 3:24 left in the second. Beatty back in shotgun. 2-step drop. Pump fakes. Cuts around to the left side. He's going to tuck it and go. 15-10 far left sideline. 5. Heads to the end zone. Crashing towards the goal line. They're going to drop him at the 1, though. And that'll make it the 2. That'll be a 13-yard pickup for Beatty, but has not made it to the end zone. And that's what they have to do to finish up this series, or the ball goes back to Clovis. Clock to 3 minutes left.
That's going to be tougher with them at the 2-yard line, or at least tougher if Clovis gets the ball back after a turn of downs. But hopefully, there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it looked like a face mask penalty. I didn't see if they got the personal foul signal before that. It's probably going to be half the distance regardless. So if it was at about the 1 or 2, that would be about the 1 or half-yard line. So,
but shouldn't it be a first down?
Well, no, there was no more. They already had used up all their first downs on this series.
Oh, I thought it was an automatic first down.
It was already in the goal.
All right,
goal area. So that will be a yard penalty if you want to get technical on that one against Clovis. So it's got to be now a 3rd down and goal, about the half-yard line. Trips right, receiver left for the Eagles. Beatty will take it himself. Quarterback keeper as he tries to push the wall in the end zone. Wait for the score. Yes, it is a TD. Beatty, a 1-yard pickup as he gets his front line charging straight ahead on the left side. And Hobbs extends the lead to 20-6. A 1-yard touchdown run, or battering ram there for Beatty. First score in the second quarter for either team. And that's the first touchdown of the season for Beatty. Of course, he's the transfer from Carlsbad. And trying to attack on the PAT now for the Eagles. Mario, or make that kick is up. Hold on just a second here. Inside the left upright. It is up, and it is good as it's converted by Marari Orozco. 2:55 left, second quarter. Eagles extend their lead to 15 up on Clovis, 21-6. Hobbs trying to get their 3rd win in a row against the Wildcats. As we'll come back live in 60 seconds on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Back to live action, a kickoff for the Eagles, end over end, bounces quick at the 34, and Clovis had to scatter on top of it. Eagles had good coverage. Nice little waffler there as the Eagles almost got a chance to recover that, as get downfield to help out on the coverage, Nathan Almanza. And it will be Clovis football here, possibly the last series of the first half. 2:53 remaining in the second, 21-6 Eagles. Hobbs scores so far in this ball game, a 35-yard pass to Black, 24-yard pass to Hawkes, and make that to Beatty with the 1-yard run for the last score. Mondragon getting a 27-yard pass for the Clovis Wildcats back in the first quarter for their only score.
Artesia with 1 timeout. Hobbs has 2 still.
You mean Clovis?
What did I say?
Artesia's next
oh,
week.
yeah, sorry.
That's the orange team. 34-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 5-man front for the Hobbs Eagle defense. And looks like a quarterback keeper just heading up the right side, up the hash mark. Kind of fades to the right. I believe that's Jet Stone, the QB. He'll keep that one all the way up ahead for about, looks like maybe 9 yards for the quarterback.
You are correct, sir.
So Stone, one of their workhorses so far, with 7 total carries for 50 yards at the 43-yard line. 2nd down, a long 1.5 on the right hash. Wildcats bunching up their formation here, double slot. And look like part of the line moved quickly. That's just another big scrum pile moving forward to the right now. As it kind of merges right, Stone going again. He needed just about 1.5 yards. He's going to get plenty. About 3 yards there for Stone. That's going to move the chains for the Wildcats. They've got 7 now. Eagles big man up front to put the body on top of the line of scrimmage that time. Oliver Hill, again, he's 5'9", 315. Big wall up there in the front for the Eagles. 1st down, though, for Wildcats at their own 47 on the right hash. Double slot, bunch look, single setback. Back to pass, 3-step drop for Stone. He's got a rush coming from behind. He's going to get swallowed up at the 40-yard line. Going to lose about 6 on the play. Looks like the man in there that time, wrecking crew, Tristan Davis, the outside linebacker. -7 for the unsuspecting Stone, who paid the price on that one. Boy, Davis drawing some blood on that sack.
Yeah, definitely got him lined up and knocked down.
So that's going to be 7-yard loss. Back at the 40, making the 38-yard line for Clovis. 2nd down and 17. Double slot. Looks like Stone will go up the middle. And that ball might have come loose in the last second. Have to wait to see what the heck's going to happen here.
Hobbs is indicating.
Hobbs has got it. 3 yards on the carry, but the Eagles have recovered. And coming up out of the pile with it for Hobbs is Gustavo Diaz Castro, the junior linebacker. He pulls it up like the Statue of Liberty to show the Hobbs Eagle fans it's Eagle football.
First turnover of the game. Hobbs gets it, and they get pretty good field position for that as well.
Boy, Clovis going to the well 3 times in a row, and the quarterback keeper in that time just kind of trying to extend too much with Stone. And Diaz is able to come up with the football. First turnover of the game. Eagle football at the Clovis 43. Like to tack on some points here in the second with 1:15 remaining. Beatty back in shotgun. Now going to slow things down just a bit. No huddle offense. Twins left and right. Look to the sideline to get the last second change. Checking their wristbands are the Eagles. Back in the backfield with Hobbs. Beatty is Saul Armendariz. Takes a shotgun snap, 4-step drop, pump fake at the 50. He'll let it fly on the spiral over the left side of the sideline and overthrows his receiver. They're trying to get a PI call there. Looked like shoulder was kind of flopped back as somebody might have been grabbing on it that time for the intended receiver on that far sideline. Little fade route look. And we're double checking who that was, far left sideline. Believe that was Deshaun Franklin, the slot back. Incomplete though for the Eagles. Tight defense being played by the corners on that far right side or far left sideline. Twins left and right for the Eagles. 2nd down and 10 from the Clovis 43. Beatty looks back at Coach Stevens, back underneath the center, gets the audible call. Twins left and right on the receiving corps. Clock stopped with 1:08 left in the half. Fakes the handoff back at the 50. Has his pass swatted in the air. Sidewinder hits the turf and drops short across the line of scrimmage. Kind of tasting a potential deflection INT. Coming into that right flat to possibly get a chance to pick it off with Josh Mondragon, but luckily enough spin on that football and hit the ground first, or he would have been gone for about maybe 54 yards.
Yeah, that was a wounded duck. It just went in the air, and luckily it hit the ground. That's what Hobbs is thinking anyway. Got away with that one.
Eagles going to reset 3rd and 10, again from the 44-yard line of the Wildcats. Center of the field. Trips left, receiver right for the Eagles. Back to shotgun is Beatty with Armendariz. Side shot on the shotgun. He said throw it with his back feet, kind of tangled up, and he had a serious rush come at and just had to unload it down the middle of the field. It hits the turf quickly, and he's lucky he was able to get that ball away because he had some serious coverage of him in the backfield.
Yeah, there could have been at least a 7, 8, maybe even a 10-yard loss from that sack if he hadn't gotten rid of the ball.
And it was coming quickly that time. The man coming from the line of scrimmage for the Clovis Wildcats was Cade Spearman, the defensive lineman. So incomplete, brings up a 4th down and 10. Eagles get some late guys out on the field, and on the right end finally getting out there was Gabe Henry. He's got some big size at 6'2", 210. Another late player to the right side receiver. That's Jeremiah Hawkes, the slot back. And now we're getting ready for a punt here for Beatty. He's back at his 45. They'll bring Hawkes in motion right to left, and a whistle halfway through the motion. Looks like the back judge, the referee in the end zone, is throwing a flag. It might be a delay of game here. See what the officials, delay of game. 5-yard penalty for Hobbs. That's a total of 6 penalties so far for 40 yards, something they're going to have to look at during halftime.
Actually, this is a good one because it gives them a little more room. They don't have to worry about the end zone and a touchback.
And that's 58 seconds left in the second quarter, so Clovis might get a couple of plays out of it. As we're getting ready for a snap here, they put Hawkins in motion again, right to left. Good snap from the 40. The punt comes. It's a spiral, kind of a low one, though. Takes a hit at the 28 and rolls towards the far left sideline out of bounds. It'll be Clovis football to finish up the second quarter. They trail by 15. We'll keep it right here in Clovis with 52 seconds left before the half. And Clovis definitely would like to get some more points on the scoreboard to make it a little bit closer as they head into their halftime.
Yeah, you're going to see them coming out throwing, I would think anyway, because they don't have much time. With only one timeout, they need to hit the sidelines, stop the clock, and see if they can get something really quickly to get back into this game since they're down by 15.
Uh-oh, they lost the lights here at the Clovis Stadium. Now they came back on as they flipping on some purple lighting as well. Luckily, that came back on because it went pitch black for a few seconds there.
Yeah.
Their only big pass of the game so far for the Wildcats was a 27-yarder as Clovis was able to hook up on that one to Josh Mondragon for a touchdown. But Hobbs does has a big lead here by 15, 21-6. 52 seconds left after the timeout. Clovis football at their own 22 on the right hash. Stone waiting for the shot or a regular snap. He's going to tuck the ball around the right end. He's been continuing to be the ball carrier here in the second quarter. And Stone's going to get ahead for about 2, maybe 3 yards on that one before he's upended. Canyon Johnson coming in there for the Hobbs Eagles to make the wrap-up. 2nd down and 7 now from the 25 on the right hash. Clovis taking some time in the huddle, too. Clock's not to their advantage with 28 seconds. They want to score something here. 2nd down and 7 now from the 22. Receiver left, slots right and left. Go at the handoff, breaking a tackle, the 25 down to the 30-yard line. That'll be another 5-yard pickup for Roberts. Clock will continue to run here.
They may be discontent with going to the half.
They definitely don't want to cough up the football. Clock down to 5. It's ticking. Clovis not even going to get in their huddle. That should be the last play of the first half of action. So that will do it here through 2 quarters. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 21-6 over Clovis. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with a halftime show live on Cool 95.7. Also on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page.
Go.
We're back live here in Clovis. Your Hobbs Eagles leading big at the half, 21-6, with about 9:20 left before our second half action. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you as first game of the 2023 season, and kind of close contest. Hobbs kind of pulled away there with some good passing touchdowns. Ron, 35-yarder to Black, 24-yarder to Hawkes, opened the game at 14-0. Clovis came back on a 27-yard pass from Stone to Mondragon. They did get their PAT blocked by the Eagles by Diaz Castro and make it 14-6. And then Beatty, the quarterback for the Eagles, his first season, a 1-yard run using the pile to go straight forward at the goal line. 21-6, 15-point lead for the Eagles. So good way to start the season. Again, trying to make it 3 in a row against Clovis here in the past couple of years.
Yeah, and you thought that Clovis ran a lot of clock on that no score drive that Hobbs started at about in the red zone and got all the way over to the other side. Took them over 7 minutes to do so. Got the score as well. Got a 15-point lead and pretty much got it into the first half with a lead of 15. And Clovis is just pretty much right now. I'm sure they're talking about what they need to do, what they need to improve, and see if Stone can actually get back there and start throwing the ball. His running is doing pretty good, but it's not doing great for the Clovis Wildcats right now.
Well, let's take a look at the Wildcats offense first of all. In terms of the running game, they've got a couple of guys in double digits so far. You mentioned one of them, Stone, the quarterback. He has got 11 carries for 56 yards, but on the last 4 plays, he was running the football. One ended up in a fumble.
Yeah, exactly, and we saw that earlier too. It's if you try to do too much with the ball, it always ends up to being a disaster, and you always lose the ball somewhere. So even if you're trying to get those extra yards, it's not really worth it because in the end, you just lose the ball.
Yeah, he was kind of getting a gap up the middle and sometimes around the end and kind of stretching the hand out there on that last one. It was swiped away, and he had it taken from him. So giving the Eagles another chance to score, which they did end up doing. So 56 yards on the ground for Stone. Mondragon has a couple of rushes for 32 yards, one including a 23-yarder. Cash Roberts, 7 carries for 31 yards. His long is 12, but hasn't scored yet. And we had another player with no name, but number 21 had a carry for 4 yards. So in the first half, 25 rushes, 123 yards for the Wildcats on the ground. Not a lot of passing going on for the Cats. They're 2 of 4 off the arm of Stone. Both of those receptions coming at the hands of Mondragon. He caught a 27-yarder for the only Clovis score and another 7-yarder earlier in the game as well. 2 catches for 34. So currently 26 plays for the Wildcats on a total of 150 yards in the first half. They turned the ball over twice on downs, 1 turnover with that fumble from their quarterback Stone, and had 7 first downs. So there were some consistent moments for Clovis. They ran a lot of clock there, especially about midway through the first quarter into the second, and then a little bit more time there in the second, but still got some consistency as they got out of that first drive and into their second.
Right, but the Hobbs Eagles were able to bounce back, stop them from continuing to move their momentum, and were able to stop them then and also right before the end of the half, although actually we had talked about that, and it looked like that Clovis was more interested in getting out of the half without having to worry about another turnover and getting back into it in the third quarter and trying to regroup and see if they can get back in this game.
4 penalties for 28 yards for the Wildcats in the first half. And for your Hobbs Eagles, quite a few guys have had a touch of the football in the running game. In fact, 5 total at this point. Their leader in terms of yards, actually a tie. Kennedy with 5 carries for 27 yards. He had a long of 24, dropped in the backfield a couple of times, though, to run those numbers down just a bit. Saul Armendariz had 4 carries for 27 yards with a long of 17. Beatty, the quarterback, 4 carries for 18 yards. He had a 13-yarder and did have the 1-yard touchdown run for the Eagles. And a couple other guys getting a chance to rush the football in this game. Justin Black, the receiver, had a carry for 20 yards. And then Franklin won for 4 yards. So 15 total in the first half for Hobbs for 96 yards, just shy of the century mark. Quarterback Beatty, in his first action as a Hobbs Eagle this season, he had 9 receptions on 15 attempts and connected for 125 yards. The leader in terms of receptions, Jeremiah Hawkes, with 4 catches for 57 yards. He had a 15-yarder and a 24-yarder and an 11, so 3 out of his 4 were double digits for Hawkes and that touchdown of 24. Also getting a touchdown reception for the Eagles was Black, 1 for 35. And another touchdown catch as well for Raul. Actually, Raul Armendariz had 2 catches, no touchdown, for 28 yards, including a 20-yarder. A couple other guys getting in for some catches. Salcido, 1 for 4 yards. And last but not least, Deshaun Franklin, a catch for 1 yard. Once again, Eagles are 9 of 15 in the passing game off the arm of Beatty for 125 yards. Eagles with 24 total plays, 221 yards. Currently that is about, looks like 71 yards more than the Clovis Wildcats in the first half. Eagles have one more first down in the first half action, 8-7. They've punted only one time and have had 6 penalties for 40 yards. But the most important thing, Ron, no turnovers yet at this point.
Exactly, no turnovers for Hobbs. Clovis has a big one that they did, also a turnover on downs as well. So yes, Hobbs is playing well. They got offensive, defensive as well. They did give up a play or two, but they have not give up the big play to give up a big score, and that's what counts. And plus a 15-point lead in the third quarter. You know, Coach Stevens is just saying, we are doing well. This is our first game. Continue with the fundamentals and do what you know how to do. You did this in practice. You did this in scrimmage. We can do it right now.
I think some of their bigger runs coming on the outsides as the Wildcats tried to stretch it out to the sidelines and would cut back at the last second, get some critical blocks outside by their wide receivers. That's something you might want to shut down a little bit quicker, maybe get the angle so they're not getting out to the sideline and giving that side running room there. We'll have to wait and see. Coach Willingham and the squad can get that covered up a little bit more. But, heck, you're up by a good margin here, 15 points. Score 21-6 in favor of your Eagles. About 3 minutes away, and then they'll have the teams out here for a little warm-up action. We'll take a break as well, back in 3 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Okay, you're clear.
Extra cord, no, we don't. Everything is plugged into something. There's nothing that's plugged into nothing. We have an extra cord that goes from the board to the screen. No, wait. No, he's talking about the cable. Yeah, we have another cord. Oh, we have. How about this? As long as we have it, let's get it.
Welcome back to Clovis. Ty, friend Ron Gunner with you. First game of the 2023 season here on Cool 95.7, the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page on the internet. Eagles up by 15 at the half over Clovis, 21-6. Last year, Ron, Hobbs winning 46-7. In fact, they were blanking Clovis through 3 quarters, 14, 19, and 13. So it was 46-0 at the end of the third. They only score the game for Clovis in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Eagles 7-0. So pretty much domination in that contest. In terms of passing in that game, Jet Stone only had 27 yards. That's about close to what he has in the first half in this game against the Eagles. That was a game that Omar Argot had 170 yards in the air, 11 of 15 passing. Also had 52 yards on the ground. Saul Armendariz had some action in that game as well, 6 carries for 28 yards for rushing. Caden Torino had 6 catches for 95 yards, and Jeremiah Hawkes, who's playing tonight, of course, had a 51-yard touchdown reception in that game. So lots of good play for the Hobbs Eagles in that one. They outgained Clovis last year, 349 to 151. A very balanced offense, too. Hobbs was 178 in the pass, 171 in the running game. So very consistent play for the Eagles to get that first win of the season, and they're trying to make it number 3 in a row for Hobbs in this game on the road here tonight.
Yeah, take the cannon home is what they want to do, but they also want to make sure that they get a good second half of play from these Hobbs Eagles. Yeah, head coach McGraw, off of his first year, did not do so well. He's hoping to bounce back this time around and at least get a good game going for his Clovis Wildcats, as it does start the season for both teams.
Clovis started out 0-6 last year, but then got some wins under their belt. Ended up 3-7 with a couple of wins in district. Did not make the playoffs. The Hobbs Eagles were 9-2 and just 1 loss in district to Centennial. Lost the first round of the playoffs. Coach Stevens comes in with a record of 19-19 in his 5th year. The kick on the blooper on the near side is fumbled by Clovis at their own 30 and rolls out of bounds about the 30-yard line off the hands of the return man Clifton Brown. And almost getting the ball right back to the Eagles, which is definitely not what Clovis wanted to do with their first chance of possession here in the second half. Hobbs with a 15-point cushion as we get into the third quarter action on the defense. Coach Willingham out on the field now as he's giving some last-minute instruction to his D line and a couple of the linebackers out there, giving each other some high-five, big bear hugs for the Hobbs Eagle D. Go ahead and give us some sponsors here in just a second, Ron. Thanks for all of you listening to us out there. Lee County, New Mexico, West Texas, throughout the southeast part of the state, and throughout the world as well on the internet. Clovis football, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line on the right hash. Man in motion, the slot back right to left, gets the handoff coming on the left end. Mondragon trying to stretch it out to the 30, and he might got ahead for a little bit. A 2-yard pickup on that far left sideline, but a lot of lateral running on that one.
Yeah, a lot of running to the left and right, but no north and south, and that's exactly what you need to do. Got very little for a whole lot of running.
Kenyon Johnson on that far right side. The D end is going to shut it down. So 2-yard pickup for Mondragon. That's going to be his 3rd carry for 34 yards. 152 on the ground in this game for the Wildcats, the bread and butter. Close to the 30-yard line, 2nd down and 8. With the receiver left, slot left and right. Fake the handoff up the middle. Heading left is Stone. He's backing up in the back zone, and he's going to get dropped about the 22-yard line. Henry's in there first for the Eagles, the big man, slopping him to the ground. And some more loss on the play there. Yeah. See how much farther they're going to put that one back. It looks like about 5 or 6 there for the quarterback, Stone.
Every time Stone took a step, there was an Eagle right in his way. He tried to avoid a couple of Eagles, but instead just kept going backwards and backwards until, of course, he got tackled.
Looks like -7 on the play. 3rd down, about 15 for the Wildcats at their own 24. They trail by 15 to the Eagles on the left hash. Hobbs will put 5 in the box now. Double slots, all bunched together. Fake the handoff. Stone back to pass. He lost the football. Smacked down in the backfield. The ball is loose, and the Eagles have got it.
And that is a gift at the 11, looks like.
I'm not sure if he's the one that knocked the ball out, but the man that recovers the fumble, the slap down, Cameron Hernandez, the outside linebacker. And as you said, somewhere between the 10 and 15, maybe the 11, but they're still trying to mark the football. I'm not sure if Hernandez got a piece of the football, but he came up with it. And about 3 or 4 white jerseys in the backfield that time is Stone running for his dear life. I don't even know if he knew somebody was coming at him like a bullet that time.
I don't think so either, because otherwise he should have just set his feet and thrown the ball. At least given that chance would have been definitely a possession again for the Clovis Wildcats. But Looks like something's going on right now.
Well, they're trying to get the Clovis football out of there. Nobody seems to know what's going on. That's going to be a second fumble of the ball game. They will mark it about the 11.5, make it the 12-yard line. Eagles going to be trying to go in here to add on to their 15-point lead. So second turnover for the Wildcats and one on downs as well. Trips left, receiver right for the Eagles. Beatty back in shotgun. Has Armendariz on his left shoulder in the backfield. 6 seconds, 7 in the box for the Wildcats. The rush is on. Back to pass Beatty. Tries to get the slant route, but the receiver is held in the left corner of the end zone. Had a double team on him for the Eagles. And he is helping the official signal the either a hold or a PI. I think the ball was in the air at that point, so probably he's going to be a PI. Unfortunately, just half the distance because they're at the 11-yard line to start the play. And a good job of kind of splitting the difference that time for the Hobbs Eagle receiver, who I believe was, let me double check the number here. He got bunched up on me. Looks like I believe that was Deshaun Franklin, the slot back that got stuck in traffic that time and was held on to. They're going to call that as a PI. The ball was in the air. So that will mean the Eagles will go from the 11 to the 5.5. Actually, intended receiver was Justin Black, who scored a touchdown earlier. So a 5-yard penalty or about for Clovis. Back to shotgun is Beatty from the 6-yard line. He's going to take it at the 10. Two-step drop. He throws it in the pocket, left corner of the end zone. Flag route, almost intercepted. Coming across from right to left to that near sideline of the end zone and taking a swat at the football for the Clovis Wildcats was Seven Chapman, the DB, as he knocked it out of the intended receiver's hands. And I believe, again, that was Justin Black in the area there, left corner of the end zone. Incomplete for the Eagles. Hobbs is now 9 of 16 in the passing game. They're facing now a second down, and they can still get a first down about make it the 2-yard line or so.
Beatty, the call.
Beatty goes up underneath the center as he takes a little tap. Back in shotgun now with Armendariz. Hand off up the middle. Armendariz slipping through like some butter, hot butter. We're talking into the end zone for the touchdown. 6-yard run up the middle. And the Eagles extend it to a 21-point lead.
Untouched, and he made that look so easy.
Let me make a correction on the ball carrier. Amarian Kennedy comes in and gets the handoff there and getting a little low 5 action on the sideline. Pretty happy about that play as he scores another touchdown for the Eagles. Marion Kennedy is about the 12th man. He comes in as a sub in the backfield, and he's had some big plays. And the Eagles have a messed PAT here and lost the snap. And they got run back and then tagged down. That will be no good on the PAT, but the Eagles extend the lead to 27-6, leading by 3 touchdowns, 21 points. 10-16 left, third quarter. Hobbs on the road with the W to start the season. We're going to come back with you in 60 seconds. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 27-6 here in the third quarter, coming off an 8-yard run for Kennedy for the touchdown. Kickoff for the Eagles, back to the 9 on the left hash, 10, 15, 20, 25 for Clovis, 30, far sideline left, 35, 40, and knocked out at the 42-yard line. Finally, the Eagles are getting some coverage on him.
Man.
And return man for the Wildcats on that one with some good speed up that far left sideline, Javier Jimenez. Get some good field position for the Wildcats, who need to get back in this game quickly, down by 21. Hobbs definitely converted some big plays in this game. A couple big passes to get it going in the first quarter, 35 yards, 24 yards to Black and Hawkes. Beatty got a 1-yard run in the second quarter for a rushing touchdown, and Kennedy an 8-yard run here in the third quarter for the second rushing touchdown of the ball game. And thus a 21-point lead. But Clovis with good field position at their 41 on the left hash, 1st and 10. as they bunch up with those two slots, receiver right, nobody on the left side. Underneath the center is Stone, taking his time on the snap. He's going to take it around the left end, 40, 45, heading to the midfield, get it across the 48, drags it out to the 45 and out of bounds after a somersault look there. He's going to get 16, so, boy, Stone is the go-to man. Not a real big kid either, but he's going to take the hits from the Hobbs Eagles and continue to push it ahead. Definitely has got a little burst of speed out there.
Definitely so, and also is elusive, is able to get around these these defensive people and make it happen. And that time he made it his own. He made a first down.
He's 5'11", 180, so he's not the smallest kid out there, but not the biggest anywhere close. Back at the 45 of the Eagles on a 1st and 10. They're 8th of the ball game for the Wildcats in Eagle territory on the left hash. Double slot receiver right. One setback as well. Stone underneath the center. He's going to pitch to the slot man in motion left to right. We got some problems in the backfield on the formation and a false start. Somebody must have headed forward on that one, which will bring up a penalty for the Wildcats. It'll be their second here in the second half, a total of 38 yards on 6 flags.
Yeah, it looked like a legal shift in the background. Wasn't set definitely when the ball was snapped.
Back of the 50-yard line now, midfield. Brings a first down and 15 for the Wildcats left hash. Again, the score is 27-6 with 9:58 left, third quarter. Hobbs on the road next week as well at the Bulldog Bowl in Artesia. And boy, Lovington has a big game going on tonight with Roswell. Get you caught up on. Twins right, slot right for the Wildcats. Pitch, make it the handoff, right, left to right, coming across the line of scrimmage and getting tumbled up over and over. And that was Cash Roberts. Gustavo Castro is the one that comes up with a stop as forcing that little somersault action at the end. Looks like a 1-yard pickup for Cash Roberts, though. 8 carries for 32 yards. Stone, the quarterback, he leads in terms of rushing at this point with 54 yards on 14 carries. Ball at the 49, second down and 14 for the Wildcats in the Eagle territory. Center of the field, double slot, receivers left and right, one each. Underneath the center is Stone. 4-step drop, he wants to fire, fade route over the right side, over the shoulder, and bounces off the shoulder pad. Misjudging it was Johnny Molina. If he would have caught that in stride, he might have been gone for a touchdown. A catch close to the 25, but comes off the side of his shoulder pad. Just lost the eyesight on it for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, at the very least, he did stop to have to get that ball, and if he would have caught it, it would have been a very good first down and could have been a little bit more. Probably wouldn't have been a score, but still very close for the Wildcats.
Eagles had a couple of guys in the area that time, but definitely was the ball to be caught there by the receiver who made a mistake on that one of judgment. Defender out there with him was Shamus Wright, who's just a freshman, getting a start in this ball game. Been several injuries in the preseason that the Eagles had to adjust on the defense. Looks like there's, as soon as I said that, there's an injury for the Eagles right now, and looks like it could possibly be a right leg or ankle on the right side, especially there for the Hobbs Eagle defender coming off the field, and it looks like the injured player for the Eagles is Tristan Davis. Definitely don't want to see that, one of their linebackers. Let me double check that to make sure I didn't give you the wrong number. Nope, 33, that is Davis.
Okay.
Third down and 14 for the 49 of the Eagles. Clovis football, double slot, single setback. 9-10 left, third quarter. Slot man right in motion to the left. Fake the pitch to him, roll right. Dump it in the right flat. Catch of the 48 of the Eagles to the 45. And that will be about a 5-yard pickup on the near sideline for the Hobbs Eagle bench right side. As they're trying to get him out of the sideline players out there. And looks like he might have hurt his right shoulder after the catch, after a 4-yard pickup. That's that number 21 that we didn't have a name in the book for. So he had a run earlier for 4 yards, and now I believe we're going to add 4 yards in the passing game for him. First catch, that's the third of the game receptions, 3 out of 6 for Stone, the quarterback, for a total of 38 yards. Fourth down and 9 now for the Wildcats at the Eagle 44. So big play here for the Wildcats. Don't look like they want to give up this possession anytime soon as they trail 27-6 with 9:03 left, third quarter, to the Hobbs Eagles. On the right hash, fourth down and 9. Now we got a movement by the receiver, and looks like the coach McCraw has to call a timeout. He didn't want to get another penalty flag.
Correct.
As running around out there on the left side was Johnny Molina. Didn't know what the heck was going on the trips look there, left side. They called the timeout to talk about the play. So we'll take one as well. We've got 9:03 left, third quarter. Hobbs up over Clovis, 27-6, back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back after a Clovis timeout, a 4th down and 9 for the Wildcats at the Eagle. 44-yard line, right hash. Trips left, receiver right. Stone is going to roll left. He wants to throw out past the 50. Get some pressure for the Eagles and dropped in the backfield. They're going to lose about 9 yards on the play. A big barrage of defenders in the backfield. A couple of guys getting in there. Looks like the first hit for the Eagles, converting on it, was Gustavo Diaz-Castro. Lots of action for him in this ball game. That'll be a 9-yard loss for Stone, and more importantly, stops the drive of the Wildcats. Their 3rd turnover on downs in this ball game. One here in the second half, and the Eagles get it back in their territory as well at the 46 on the right hash.
And Hobbs needed that extra boost of confidence to continue to play this game so well.
They'll take a second here to look to Coach Stevens for the play call. Twins left and right. Beatty, the quarterback, from the start, waiting for the shotgun here. 5 in the box for the Wildcats defense. Shotgun, 2-step drop, stay in the pocket, flushed up the middle now to the 45, diving straight ahead. About 3 yards on the pickup for the quarterback. That's Beatty. Beatty now with 5 carries for 21 yards. That'll be his first of the second half. We got an injury for the Wildcats now. As this is the first game of the season, as players trying to kind of get in the flow of things, and I think that looks like number 0 there. If that is, let me wait and make sure about that. It's a single digit regardless, and that's one of their best players if that is the number we think it is. And he's flat on his back right now, gets the athletic trainer out there. I think you had a score earlier from the Lovington-Roswell game, didn't you?
I sure did. I believe it was 35-0. Roswell was in the lead at the half.
Are you sure that was Roswell, right?
Yes, Roswell was definitely in the lead.
And that's at home in Lovington, too, on the blue turf there, as the Wildcats, of course, starting off with a home game. Of course, the Eagles will have them in a few weeks, but next week the Eagles on the road at Artesia to take on the Bulldogs. Of course, they played the Hobbs JV, played the JV Bulldogs Thursday night, lost in a mercy rule game. It was 43-7, I believe.
So let me update that. That is now 35-0. In the third quarter, it was 28-0 at the.
Roswell leading.
Roswell was leading. Yes, Roswell is leading the Lovington Wildcats.
Boy, that's a major injury for the Clovis Wildcats. Josh Mondragon, who we thought that was the guy that was injured, he's a starting running back and linebacker, and he's going to leave the ball game. Mondragon on the offense this game so far has 3 carries for 34 yards and also had the touchdown catch for 27. So he definitely is a very important player. 2 catches for 34 overall for the Wildcats. He's going to be limping off the field with some help that time, and we'll have to wait and see if he even gets back in the game. Doesn't look too good at this point for the Clovis squad.
No, you don't want to rush it, though, especially at the beginning of the season.
About 2nd and 7 for the Eagles at the Wildcat 43.5-yard line. The Eagles leading by 21, 8:38 remaining in the third. Twins right and left. Going to give the handoff in the backfield, and getting sliced down to his hip is Gabe Henry. Never had a chance to move forward on that one. About 3 purples at him in the backfield. Royals in there first for the Wildcats. As Cohen Matus also in there as well, the linebacker. And we got a timeout going to be called for the Eagles as Coach Stevens wants to talk to the troops. That was a loss of about, looks like 3 yards on the play for.
No, it's 5 altogether. 5
total as he did extend back a little bit, as you said. We'll take a break. Timeout on the field. The Eagles up 27-6 over Clovis. 8:12 left, third quarter. We'll take a 30-second break on the Hobbs Network. The left side going around the end is Beatty, but he does not stretch it out enough. They needed to get 13. They get about maybe 1 on that one. So Beatty's going to get his team up a yard more, but it'll be a 4th down and about 12.5 for the Eagles. A 1-yard pickup for Beatty. He's got 19 carries for 22 yards. But that definitely is going to put the Eagles in a punt position here at the Clovis 49 left hash. 4th down and about 12.5 for Hobbs near midfield.
Going to bring up 4th and 14 for the Eagles.
And so the Eagles look like they're getting punt formation. Brock Beatty went to the sideline to talk to the coaching staff for a second. He's back in shotgun, but maybe they're going for it. Trips right, receiver left. We'll have to wait and see. Yep, there's not a punt situation. He's going to roll right, tucking it to the 45, 50, tries to cut it back up the middle. And boy, that was a broken play. Some of the Hobbs Eagles are putting their arms up in the air like they weren't sure what was supposed to happen there.
Right.
And he's able to get maybe 2.5, 3 yards on that one. Well, that's it. So that was definitely a miscommunication somewhere.
Looked like they were trying to do something. It didn't quite work out, and a loss of downs for the Hobbs Eagles on that play.
That's the first loss of downs in the game, and a couple of the receivers put their hands up in the air, turned to the middle of the field, and like, what were we supposed to do on that play? They didn't even know where to block, and he just kind of ran around in the backfield, tried to cut it up, and everybody's just kind of a deer in the headlights look on that one. So we'll be near midfield, but Clovis at their own 49. They got to get themselves revved up and quick because 7:24 left, third quarter. They trail the Eagles 27-6.
They still have plenty of time, though. They can get back into this game and make it worthy and even do more. But Hobbs, of course, stopping them along the way.
Definitely a tested club last week in their scrimmage. Clovis took on Las Cruces and Artesia both in that matchup. Hobbs, of course, against Roswell Goddard at Watson Stadium. And a timeout call for the Eagles. Something's starting to get discombobulated out there. The offense kind of stalled out there, and now the defense don't have their right personnel on the field. And Coach Stevens, the head coach, Coach Willingham's going to come out there and say, enough is enough. Let's get things under control. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break. Come back with us in half a minute. Hobbs defense having a little get-together with Jesus meeting there as a timeout was called for the Eagles. Hobbs gave up on downs right before that offensively, so kind of getting themselves back on track, Ron. But you do have a pretty nice, comfortable cushion, a 27-6 lead here in the third.
Yeah, you know, you can have a gap or two. It's just Coach Stevens does not want to continue doing that. Get them back on the same page and get them back in this game. They are, of course, as you said, they're winning comfortably, but they definitely don't want to give up anything more than they have to against this Clovis team. They will take it. And, you know, as we know, this rivalry goes way back, and Clovis has a big edge winning-wise over them. I think it's like 21-51. 21, of course, being the wins that Hobbs has. 51 with Clovis winning the games.
Of course, last year the Eagles defeating Clovis 46-7. Hobbs outscored their opponents on the average last year 44-19. So pretty impressive stuff. First 4 games, 46, 69, 51, and 57 points scored by the Eagles in each of those affairs. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. They're at their own 49. One slot left. They're going to pitch left to the tailback around the left end, try to stretch it out to the far left sideline in front of the Clovis bench. Roberts will take it. And he might get about a yard or maybe a 2-yard net gain in front of the purple squad on that far left sideline in front of the grandstands there. Yeah, just 1-yard pickup for Cash Roberts. He's got 9 carries now for 33 yards.
Well, you mentioned the fact that they were doing well on the sweeps and especially sweep left, and they're trying again, but Hobbs has found the answer to it, has stopped them. So Clovis needs to find another way to get the ball moving forward.
Good footwork out there on the right side of the defensive line by Canyon Johnson, the D end. 6'4", 235 pounds. The Eagles got some big guys on the line, but they're not heifers sitting out there. They're moving around and getting some good angles on the guys coming at them. Second down and 9, and this time going to be the handoff left side, stretching out again to the far left sideline. Staying in bounds, though, about the 43. They're going to tack on about another, make it 6 or so. I believe that was Roberts that time. Castro's in there again. Boy, Castro Diaz, his name's been called a lot for the Eagles. That will be the 10th carry, though, for Roberts, as he's got 39 yards so far. Third down and 2, a short thing for the Clovis Wildcats at the Eagle 43-yard line. Left hash.
This could be said it could be 4-down territory.
Double slot, single setback underneath the center of Stone. They put our slot motion right to left. Going to hand the ball up the middle, then cutting back to the right to the 45-40, near side, 35-30, and upended down at the 30-yard line. Getting the first down and then some, a 14-yard pickup. And I believe that's the first run of the ball game for this back for Clovis. 14 yards pickup there. Double checking to see who that was that just checked in. I think that's John Royal, so he gets make it 13 for Royal.
It was a nice run either way. Got it all the way to the 30 of the Eagles.
So Royal with his first carry, the ninth first down for the Wildcats at the Eagle 30 on the right hash. I believe he stayed in bounds. Clock down to 5.5 left third quarter, 27-6 Eagles. 9-2 record last year. Their only loss in district to Centennial. Of course, the Eagles lost at home in the playoffs, 35-31 to Volcano Vista. Pitch left in the backfield. The ball's loose. It bounced a couple of times. Rolls right to the Eagles at the 35, and it will be Hobbs football on the turnover. That's a third turnover for the Wildcats on fumbles in this game. And hit the deck, losing the football. It bounced a couple of times, and now just sitting there in disgust. That number 21 again. Unfortunately, you don't have a name for him.
Yeah, I think actually he may be injured a little bit as well. He tried to go for the ball. It looks like he may have pulled something on his leg, but he is getting up stiff leg, but looks like he's okay. But yeah, they tried a little trickery, it didn't work, and fumbled the ball in the in their effort.
Trying to see who came up with the recovery on that one.
Zayden.
Oh, yeah, Zayden comes up with it, the linebacker. As he's got some, he was the second leading tackler last year for the Hobbs Eagles. Definitely one of their best players out there, and getting a big fumble recovery. There's been 3 fumble recoveries in this ball game. 1st and 10 from the 35. Shotgun. Angle left on the handoff, 35-40, and boy, falling right on his back. Went up in the air a little bit, and flat of the back hits the turf that time at the 43. Going to be about an 8-yard pickup on that one by Saul Armendariz. He's starting to get some carries now.
He deserves it, too. He has been showing some speed out there. Every time he touches the ball, he gets over 6 yards, including that one. That would be roughly about an 8 every time he touches the ball.
Mentioning before the fumble recovery, Zayden McPherson. He's the senior outside linebacker, 5'10", 185. Great job of covering the football there. Another handoff up the middle, dancing around as Armendariz, trying to pump it out right. Kind of drags his feet across the 45. He needed 2 to the 45, and looks like he might be at the 46, so a 3-yard pickup back-to-back for Armendariz. 6 carries for 38 yards, and another Hobbs Eagle first down. They've got 9 now as they get up midfield to the center of the field, I should say, to the 45-yard line to run the clock at 4:30 left here in the third. First and 10.
Down, Eagles.
Twins right, receiver left. Back in shotgun goes Beatty. He's got Armendariz on his right shoulder in the backfield. Slot right. Shotgun. 2-step drop. Steps pocket. Fires it. Post route down the far sideline and trying to get the fingertips over the top of it, but not able to come down with it, and tumbling somersault style. Justin Black on the far right sideline. Had his man beat. Kind of fading a little bit toward that far right in front of the Clovis bench. But unfortunately could not come down with it as he was taking on Seven Chapman one-on-one on that far right sideline.
Would have been a 60-yard touchdown pass if we would have caught it in stride just half a step off. And he definitely did try to get that, like you said, just tumbled afterwards. And, of course, they want that one back.
Eagles are 9 of 17 in the passing game, but trying to get their first reception here in the second half. Second down and 10 from the 45. Shotgun with twins right, single receiver left. The handoff up the middle. 45-50, breaking a tackle. 40 to Clovis side, and that'll be a first down. 14 yards. Armendariz getting 14 on that one. Move the chains for the Eagles. His third carry here in the third quarter. He's now got 52 yards, and the 10th first down for the Eagles in Clovis territory at the 40 in the center of the field.
You can thank the O-line for that one for the Hobbs Eagles. They are busting that open and letting Saul Armendariz get into the secondary and make those big gains.
Yeah, they got some big kids on that left side as well. Of course, when you talk about the 200-plus that you're seeing out there, we'll kind of run down those guys here in just a minute for you. First and 10 from the 40. Beatty back in shotgun as a slot right. Now they're looking to the sideline to talk to coach to see what they need. Oscar Mascarenas at 280. Josh Ray, 285. Aiden Kays, 220 to center on the left side of the line. Oh, we got a bunch of movement. Line of scrimmage jumping around. There's a flag. The back judge calls it in the deep Clovis secondary, so it might have been a delay of game before the jump. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty regardless for Hobbs. Just their first of the second half, 7 for 45 yards so far in the game.
And their second delay of game of the game. so far.
Yeah, I was wondering why they weren't throwing flags in the line of scrimmage, but it was the back judge that already had the time run out before that. So it was going to be a problem regardless of what the flag was for. 1st and 15 now, back at the 45 in Clovis territory, though. Twins left, receiver right, two-step drop. Throw the out route at the 40, caught at the 39. Pushing through defenders off of him and trying to cut back up all the way to the 35-yard line. That's going to be Hawkes getting the big reception, about 12 yards. And, boy, did you see him shove the shoulder pads off of 2 defenders and split up the middle there to get an extra couple, 3 or 4. So Hawkes with the big catch. That'll be his 5th catch for 69 yards, the 10th reception on 18 attempts for the Eagles. 1st and 10, that's also the 11th first down, second, no, it's a second down now. Handoff up the middle, and it'll be an angle right out close to the 30-yard line, about 5 yards. Armendariz will pick up that one. I think they're going to give him about 4 on the play. That's the 4th carry here in the 3rd quarter, for a total of 56 yards on 8 carries for Hawkes. They're running some clock here. 3rd down, a long 2 for the Eagles at the Clovis 32 on the right hash. Clock to 2:15, 3rd quarter. Eagles up by 21. Twins left, receiver right. Shotgun Beta. He's going to throw it down the far right side. A fade route over the shoulder. Touchdown. Caught at the 1 and rambling into the end zone. 31 or make it 32 yards on the fade over the shoulder that time. And hitting pay dirt as a touchdown reception for Jeremiah Hawkes. 32 yards in the end zone.
And that was nicely done to hit and stride, and all he had to do was just walk in, and he had a defender on him, but it did not matter because he just caught the ball, was able to get in, and another score for Hobbs.
Eagles with their 3rd consecutive touchdown with no answer for the Wildcats, bringing it up to 33-6 with 2:06 remaining in the 3rd. Little delay here. Hobbs taking some time on the PAT. Little sidewinder action. Comes inside the left upright. And the conversion is up and good for Hobbs, as putting it through was Merari Orozco. 34-6 your score. Eagles by 28. 2:06 left, 3rd quarter. We're back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live in Clovis, your Eagles up 34-6 after a big 32-yard catch for Hawkes from Beatty. In over in kick, caught at the 25, brought up the middle. Cross to the left side of the 30, to the far sideline left, 35, 40, 45, 50 to Hobbs territory, and stumble stepping out of bounds. Chapman, the returner to the 48 of the Eagles. Some great field position in Hobbs Eagle territory. And Hobbs with a comfortable, though, 28-point lead with just under 2 minutes left here in the 3rd. And definitely the way they want to get this season rolling, Ron. We saw last year that 46-7 win. They turn around and beat Artesia 69-48, a 21-point win in a game. There was 117 points put up on the scoreboard in Hobbs in that one.
Yeah, it was definitely an offensive onslaught. And not seeing it here, but, next week, you never know. But right now, Hobbs holding a comfortable lead and going to see if they can get the defense out there and stop the Clovis Wildcats one more time.
And we got to remember the Eagles getting a lot of guys graduated from last year's team. 8 offensive starters, 7 defensive starters for 15 total. Only 3 offensive guys return as starters and 4 on the defensive side. So a lot of shoes to fill. 4-man front, make it 5 for the Eagles on the defense. Stone will give the handoff going left and piling straight ahead. And it looks like it's going to be about a 2-yard pickup. Roberts will be the man with the ball that time. And they're going to give him an extended 3 on that one. So Roberts with his 4th carry of the 3rd quarter. He's got 42 yards on the ground with 11 carries. As they get the ball reset at the Where's the football at? What happened to that? Is there a timeout?
Oh, there is an
injury.
injured player.
Yep, that's why the stoppage is wondering why everybody was staying in the huddles there. And that does not look good. It looks like a Hobbs Eagle going to be coming out of the game. Tristan Davis, the linebacker. I think that's the second time he went hobble, wasn't it? We had him earlier coming out of the ball game, and he's trying to limp off himself, and he's going to be hunched over now at the 40, waiting for some help from the training staff for the Hobbs Eagles coming out there.
He may be okay for skipping the rest of this game. We would allow it because he needs to heal up if he wants to play the rest of the season.
He must have messed up his front toes there on the left because he's trying to walk on his ankle and keeping the toe kind of straight up in the air there. So maybe he jammed it or got it caught under somebody. But he's coming off with some help. And, yeah, those when you get that turf toe situation, not as bad as when AstroTurf was down, but the field turf a little bit more give to it. But you jam that in the ground, and it's not a fun situation. Guys like Shaquille O'Neal, who will be in Hobbs here in a few months, he definitely was dealing with that in the NBA career he had and would sit him down for quite a few games. Clovis football, 2nd down and 7 from the Eagle 47-yard line. Double slot, single setback. Stone underneath the center as a slot in motion left-right, not going to use it. Throws it down the middle on the post route, caught at the 30, spun around and diving to the 27. That's going to be, looks like 21 on the catch from Matus. That's his first catch of the ball game. I think they've got him moved into a tight end position. So 27 yards for Matus.
Definitely looked like a good route and a nice throw for that first down gain.
That's the 4th reception for 6 attempts in this contest. That'll be the 10th first down for the Wildcats at the Eagle 25-yard line on the left hash. Hobbs will put 5 in the front box, double slot, single setback. Fake the hand out to the tailback, a hurdle by Stone. He rolls out to the left side, cuts over to the far sideline, and gets down to the 20. And it looks like they're going to give him about, depends on where they're going to mark this. They're going to say his knee went down at the 21. So about a 4-yard pickup for the quarterback, Stone. Stone has had a bunch of negatives in the backfield on the 3 of the carries, or at least some of the sacks that he went down on in the backfield here in the 3rd quarter. So his numbers aren't looking too hot here in the 3rd, although he's carried 5 times.
Looks like we got a break and play, and I've got an update for you from the Roswell-Leamington game. It's the end of the 3rd quarter, and it is 35-6, Leamington trailing Roswell.
And right here, that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter here in Clovis. Your Hobbs Eagles up big, 28 points, 34-6 over the Clovis Wildcats. Back in 60 seconds live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and on the radio, Cool 95.7, the home of the Hobbs Eagles. Welcome back to 4th quarter action here in Clovis. Your Hobbs Eagles leading big over the Wildcats 34-6, and we'd like to thank our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle football this season, Ron.
Eastern New Mexico University, Devon Energy, NMR Pipeline, Lee County State Bank, TDS, Forest Tire, Airtech, ATEC, Air Conditioning Heating, also Lasco Construction, First American Bank of Hobbs, and Devon Energy Services.
Thanks again for supporting Hobbs Eagle football for the rest of the season here. No-mark broadcasting stations. The Clovis Wildcats trailing big by 28 to the Eagles. Start the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 6 at the Eagle 22. They're going to go with the keeper around the right end. Flags are flying everywhere. Stone's heading out left to right to the far right sideline. Thrown out of the bounds in front of the Clovis bench. But with all those flags flying, you got to expect there to be some legal blocks being thrown there by the Wildcats. Maybe some holds. But there's about 4 flags on that far right side of the field. They're pointing towards the Wildcat side. That will be a penalty on them. Signal was kind of quick there from the Wildcat with a double check what this is about. More than likely at least a 10-yard penalty regardless, whether it's a block or a hold. And it looks like they're going to mark it from about the 21. Looks like that's where most of the flags are dropped at. So that will be a 10-yard penalty. The legal block is what it is, 10 yards against the Wildcats. Knock them back to the 26-yard line, still in Hobbs territory. That was the third penalty here in the second half for 20 yards. They have 48 overall on 7 penalties for the Wildcats. Brings up a second down and 11 at the Eagle 26-yard line on the left hash. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. Get next week in Artesia, 6:45 pregame, kickoff at 7. Those of you listening to us on the internet watching tonight, we apologize for the sound in the background there. We've done everything we can to try to get rid of that. Double slot look for the Wildcats, single setback. Underneath the center is Stone. Slot man in motion left to right. And it looked like the slot might have shoved his head a little bit forward before he went in motion. I thought the flag would have come a little quicker. They are going to get the false start call, and I think that maybe the Hobbs Eagle coaching staff helped out on that call just a bit because kind of a delay, but then once the coaches might have brought their attention to it, they got the call. That's a back-to-back penalty against the Wildcats and makes it 25 yards in the second half alone. And that'll back it up to the 31-yard line on the left hash. Second down and 15 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and it's just so far all the fundamentals are going out against Clovis right now, so they need to just calm down, get back into it, and see if they can move forward.
Double slot, single setback. Slot motion left to right. They're going to go the pitch outside right. Tries to cut it back on the right hash to the 28. We got flags flying, going down hard for the Wildcats. Taking a big shot was Gabe Henry, or correction, that was Seven Chapman, but flags flying again. Wait to see what we got on this one, about the 23-yard line. Chapman was kind of running some lateral stuff to the far right and then tried to cut it back, and then flags flew immediately. We saw some darting coming from the secondary for the Eagles, so the missiles were coming in, but I'm not sure what the heck happened on those flags there. Officials are pointing at the turf right now trying to get a mark, but still waiting for the signal.
Looked like Jacob Diaz just laid him out, and at least that's what I saw anyway as far as the sack.
Official turned the back to us on this side. We're on the visitor side and couldn't see what the signal was. It looked like it might have been a hold. That'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Wildcats. So they're starting to do some negative real estate, Ron, about 3 penalties in a row, and that doesn't help your team when you're trailing the Eagles by 28.
I know, and you're so close to the red zone right now, the Wildcats are. They're just shooting themselves in the foot, and, of course, with all these interceptions and fumbles, you know, they have not been helping themselves throughout the whole, and this is definitely not helping them.
Yeah, when you're in the red zone, you get all these negative yardage on penalties. It starts to turn to yellow and lukewarm and not looking good at this point for this Clovis Wildcats club. 33-yard line, second down, about 18. Back to pass. Unloading it to Stone, fades it out left sideline and over the shoulder, but tries to get through 2 defenders, the receiver, but overthrown. Ball drops out at the 5-yard line, coming to the near left sideline and incomplete. So a long jog back for the intended receiver for the Wildcats, and coming back is Johnny Molina, incomplete though. Clovis now 4 of 8 in the passing game, 50% completion for Stone, and bring it back to a third down.
And long.
See what they got. It's about, it looks like 18, so third and 18 now from the Eagle 33. Underneath the center is Stone, double slot, single setback, 3-step drop. He'll send a little screen to the left side, but overthrows the receiver to the left sideline and takes a roll to the Hobbs Eagle bench, incomplete. Boy, this moth almost flew right into my mouth when I was saying that. That would not have been a good situation.
No, and yeah, the Hobbs line forced that ball early. Otherwise, it could have been a nice little gain. Probably not a first down, but definitely got them closer to first down contention. But now they've got a 4th and long to deal with.
Yeah, the receiver kind of did a little bubble route in the backfield there on the left side, and the ball was thrown ahead of him, so really didn't have a chance to get himself readjusted to get up to the football. And like you said, a quick throw doesn't help the situation. 4th down and 18 from the 32, make it the 33 of the Eagles on the right hash. Back in shotgun now. Nope, now underneath the center goes Stone. Got a slot right, receiver right and left. 4-step drop back to the 40. He's going to let it fly. Spiral down the far right sideline, and we got a big contention going up at the 2 for the jump ball. Both players facing each other that time. The ball sails over both of their heads. I don't think either one of them actually saw the football as it sails over both of them, bounces about the 1-yard line into the end zone. Receiver and the cornerback going up at the 5-yard line, but no go for the Wildcats. That was a 4th down, too, so it's a turnover on downs. The 4th time that's happened. So 4 turnovers on downs, 3 fumbles. So if you add those together, that's like 7 turnovers.
I know, and that's really hard to overcome, especially when, you know, you're not even scoring. You've only scored 6 points in the game so far.
Question is, how conservative does Coach Stevens get here in the final 11-13 when you're up by 28? You just keep running the clock, keep it on the ground?
No, well, actually, in most cases, if you're on the road, you want to try a few things, see if you can get something going with your offense and keep that momentum moving.
First down and 10 from the 32. We got a single receiver left, trips right, a flag comes out before the snap. The line judge on the far left sideline in front of the Clovis bench. He quickly picked up his flag and put it back in his pocket, but they're going to go ahead and call the false start against the Eagles regardless. And that'll be the Eagles penalty call there. They're second of the second half. They've got 8 total for 50 yards. That'll back them up to about looks like the 27, 28-yard line now on the left hash. Hobbs will send those 3 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Back in the shotgun goes Beatty. He has 1 man with him, Armendariz on the right shoulder. Turns and fires a screen to the right side. Caught at the 24. Cut to the right side, sideline 30. Jig-jagging back to the 35. And Franklin comes up with a big catch there. That's going to be about 8 yards for him. So number 22 for 8 on that one.
More like 2.
So 8-yard pickup for Franklin. His second catch for 9 yards. That's 12 receptions on 20 attempts for Beatty, the starting quarterback. Second down and 8 from the 35-yard line. Doubles receivers both sides. Eagles looking to the sideline for some adjustments on the call from Coach Stevens. Shotgun back for Beatty. They'll move Armendariz to his left shoulder now. Good snap. Hand off Armendariz up the middle. Trying to drag people with him. Breaks through to the 40, 45. Wow. And down at the 47. Boy, he just kind of stayed with the group for a few minutes and waited to break off of it. And gets up ahead for 10 yards. So Saul Armendariz moving the chains for the Eagles for the 11th time in the game.
Yeah, when it looked like he was down, he was out of there and shot off for another 5 more yards and that first down as well.
66 on the ground so far for Armendariz. 9 total carries. The first down at the 46 of the Eagles on the right hash. Clock to 10:05 remaining. Hobbs up 34-6 over Clovis. Twins left and right. Stack look for the receiving on both sides. Beatty with a long snap count, shotgun. This is a nice soft handoff. Heading left is Armendariz, 50. Clovis territory and helicopter down to the 49. He gets 5 on that one.
Armendariz definitely showing some moves in this game and definitely showing that he can be the running back you can depend on.
Now that injured guy we saw leave for Clovis a few minutes ago, Mondragon, is back on the field and made the tackle on that one. Pretty tough kid. The Eagles have the football. Second down and 5 now from the Clovis 49, center of the field. Eagles get some play calls here from Coach Stevens and the crew. It looks like we're going to have a trips left, twins right. Receivers are kind of backpedaling to get their spots to make sure anything is being adjusted. Jeremiah Hawkes finally gets over to the left. Passing play here with just a single man in the backfield. Beatty, they're going to bring one in motion right to left, and that is Armendariz. He gets the football, cuts left and back to the right, 40. Right sideline, 45, 40 on the hash. 35, continues to roll himself forward and picks up the first down and then some. About 13 of the pickup. That's Armendariz. And they had nobody in the backfield that time.
Yeah, and everybody thought it was going to be a passing play. You had 5 out there, 5 receivers. Of course, you would think that. And Hobbs pulls up, gets a run, and makes a big play.
84 yards on the ground for Armendariz with 11 carries. That's the 12th first down for the Eagles. Now to the right hash of the 34 of the Wildcats. Trips left, receivers 2 to the right side. We had trips left and twins. Now we're going to get a big shift going on.
Yep, looking at having a different look. There we go.
And the handoff's going to come over to the right side, getting spun and brought down to the 30-yard line, coming from left to right that time. A little confusion in the backfield, I believe, because it kind of looked like everybody's kind of moving around, not knowing where the ball was coming. And I think that was Daniel Juarez, I think, had the football that time. Or might have been Franklin, actually. So Franklin does, I believe, got the carry on that one. So looks like he's able to get ahead for about 3 yards on the play. Omarion, was that Franklin or no, Omarion Kennedy, excuse me.
Yeah, it looks like now there's all right, so now he's going over to a slot.
Back to shotgun goes Beatty. Twins left, twins to the right side. And they're going to bring a man in motion right to left is Hawkes. Fake the handoff to him, give to the tailback up the middle. Stutter step to the left, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Diving to the goal line. Is it good? Nope, they're going to say he went down at the 1 yard line.
Wow, that was so close, too. It looked like he made it all the way. If there was replay, we would probably be looking at it right now to see if he crossed the line. But either way, 1st and goal for the Hobbs Eagles.
That was 28 yards for the Eagles for Armendariz. And that's going to be his best run of the game. As Hobbs down with another first down about the 1-yard line, their 13th first down of the contest. Split formation backfield with the 2 running backs. Shotgun bobbled for a second by Beatty, able to hand it ahead. And diving towards the end zone, I believe he has hit the goal line and scores.
You bet.
So Eagles have made it in for the TD. And they've got the big chest bumps in the air that time for Armendariz. He gets a 1-yard TD run. So Armendariz into the end zone. That will be his first rushing touchdown of the season. And Hobbs extends their lead to 20, make it 34 points, one away from the mercy roll with 7:15 left in the 4th. Here comes the PAT. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 7:15 remaining, 4th quarter. Hobbs 41, Clovis 6. Come back with us in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear.
Hobbs Eagles extending their lead to mercy roll fashion, 41-6, leading by 35. That means the clock will run throughout the rest of this 4th quarter as long as it stays at 35 or more. Armendariz, the 1-yard run for the touchdown, his first of the contest. And so the Hobbs Eagles continue to roll in this one to go 1-0 on the season. They can continue with this lead, which looks pretty good chance of that if you're a betting man. Fair catch of the 34. Little end-over-end situation there on the far right side. As the catch made for the Clovis Wildcats. Okay, next week will be in Artesia for the 6:45 pregame kickoff at 7. We're even having a little bit of issues with our internet feed tonight. A little whirring in the background. I apologize for that. And we've done everything we can here and at the station to try to take care of that for you. I know radio has been a little bit better in terms of the quality of the non-whirring situation there. But, again, we'll try to work on that for next week. First game of the season. Bear with us, please. Yeah. At the 35, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats as they trail big by 35. They got to get underneath that number so they can stop the clock just a little bit, even on incomplete passes. They're getting the teams back out to the line of scrimmage now. Hobbs will put 6 on the front, now make it 5. Receiver left and right for the Wildcats, a double slot. Bring a slot man in motion left to right, coming around the right end. That is, I believe, the guy that was injured earlier. And he heads to the far side, Mondragon, as he heads right in front of the purple bench. And he might have been dropped for a couple-yard loss. We'll have to wait and see. No, he did get him ahead there as he drug a few people with him. That's going to be a pickup. Looks like about 3 yards. So Mondragon with his 4th carry of the ball game for a total of 37 yards, and it brings up a 2nd down and 7 from the Clovis 39 on the right hash. Bring back the second or double slots there, receiver left and right. Fake the pitch, handoff around the right end. Across the 40 down to the 41. Cash Roberts is going to be the man to carry the football. Gets up another 2 for the Wildcats.
Looks like Clovis is in no hurry in this game. Just going to stick with their play plan and see if they can move the ball with the running game.
12 carries for 44 yards for Cash Roberts at the 42 right hash. 3rd down and a long 2 for the Wildcats. Again, clock is not in their favor. 6 minutes remaining in the 4th. 41-6 Eagles by 35. Last year they won by 39, so getting very close to that. Double slot look, single setback. Fake the pitch, rolling right. Stone wants it himself, takes around the 40, 45, heads to the sideline to stop the clock, but it won't matter. A mercy roll. That will be enough for the first down. Needed to get to the 45, looks like the 46. So he gets 3 on that one, does Cash, or make that Stone. And that will make it a 11 first down situation for the Wildcats now at their own 46. But like you said a minute ago, Ron, not a lot of hurry up and go here. You're down by so many. I mean, you're not going to catch up enough to get back in this game for a tie or a lead here. But still, you want to try to get some points on there to get underneath the mercy rule at least.
Exactly. When you're in the zone, when you're on the game, you want to play as best you can and get some points any way you can.
Stone underneath the center with a double slot look. Left slot going in motion. Hand off to the tailback, up the gut, breaking a tackle to the 50, sprinting left to the 45, down to the 43-yard line will be a first down pickup. And it might be just about 11, barely, as he got the last pull there.
It definitely advances the chains.
That will be 11 for Roberts. And that will move the chains, the 12th time for the first down for Clovis to the left hash 44-yard line of the Eagles. So Clovis trying to get their last drive going here with 5 minutes remaining. Mercy roll clock is running. And Eagles up by 35. 2 receivers are going to head right. Actually, one of those is going out of bounds as a sub. He got out of there late. They bring back the 2 slots again. Single setback. Stone underneath the center. Way deep as he gets down low underneath that center. Bumps into his tailback. Rolls right. Tries to throw it into the dirt, or should I say field turf. Kind of lofted it out. He knew he had pressure coming pretty hard that time. And just kind of lofted it to the floor over there on the far right to avoid the sack.
Yeah, couldn't get anything done, so just had to get rid of the ball.
And coming in down the middle that time, put some pressure on him. Cameron Hernandez, the outside linebacker, now makes it 2nd down and 10 on the incomplete pass on the left hash at the 44 of the Eagles. 4 for 10 are the Wildcats in the passing department for Stone, the quarterback. Breaks the huddle, back up top now for the Wildcats. On the short side left, send a receiver to left side. Double slots again, single setback. No receivers far right. Bigger part of the field, too. Man in motion left to right. Fake the pitch, handoff around the right end. That's Roberts again. He's upended as he comes across the line. Might have got a forward momentum 1-yarder on that one. But, boy, was he leveled hard. You could hear the Hobbs Eagle fans, the oomph and ahs in the crowd. As coming up to meet him hard with the bear hug and slapping him down to the ground. Zayden McPherson, the outside linebacker. Of course, he was the 2nd leading tackler last year. I think it was 117 tackles. Quite a bit of those solos. I think about half of those in that category. But that's one of the big leaders of the defense on this season, Ron.
Yeah, and Clovis is not passing nearly as much as I thought they would during this drive. I was expecting to see them try to get something going on, but so far just run, run, run.
3rd down and 9 from the 43 of the Eagles, center of the field. Stone with a deep crouch underneath the center. 3-step drop, back to pass. Pump fake, rolls left. Fakes the option, tucks it, 40, 35, a slide down to the 30. I don't think he quite got to the 30, maybe the 31. That's enough for the first down, though, as he gets 12 yards. So the quarterback will move the chains. Oh, we got a new quarterback. Thank you to Mr. Sports Editor from the Hobbs News Sun, Jason Farmer. So they got the new quarterback in there. That's good enough for the first down as well.
Still with 2:40 going in this game, there is very little time for the Clovis Wildcats to try to see if they can score.
Javier Jimenez was the man that carried it that time for the 12. First down and 10 now. That will be for the Wildcats their 13th first down. Man in motion, going from left to right, the slot back. It's a pitch right side, heading out to the sideline. 7 Chapman gets upended at the 30. And he might have got ahead for a yard, but he gets swiped down hard as a bunch of white and gold after him that time, and the black helmets too.
3 Eagles swarmed him and took him down. That's how eager they were to get that play over with.
Guess who again? Zayden McPherson from the linebacking core. So Chapman is able to fall ahead for maybe a yard on that one if he's lucky. About a yard pickup for him, and now the ball at the 30 on the right hash. Clock down to 1:45 and ticking, 41-6 Eagles by 35. 2nd down and 9 for the Wildcats, trying to get their 2nd score of the ball game. But not very desperate, kind of just letting the clock run here. Stone again on the low snap. Hand off to the tailback up the gut, and angling right now to the 26-yard line. Another 5-yard pickup.
I'm thinking that they just want to get out of this game without any more injuries and any more turnovers as well.
Ball carrier for the Wildcats that time was Johnny Molina. Picks up about 4 on that one. Back to the right hash at the 26-yard line. Clock to 1 minute. A couple more plays left for the Wildcats in this one. 3rd down and 5. Double slot receiver right. Go with another handoff up the gut. Cutting to the right to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Wildcats with a 25-yarder. Burst of speed. They turned the lights out here. They had to do that right when they see the score. Now I can't even see the numbers out there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was a nice play to the right. Was able to get past all those blockers and just run it in for the touchdown, too.
Well, I love when they turn the lights out in the stadiums. I think they need to make a rule about that until everything gets decided who scored and all that. But we'll try to get you the number on that score in just a minute here. But the touchdown good for the Wildcats, a big one on that far sideline off the run. 41-12. That does drop underneath the mercy roll, so clock will stop when it need to. Extra point is a low one and gets just inside the left upright as Chavarria puts it through for the PAT. 46 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Your Hobbs Eagles trying to get the first W of the season, up 41-13. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. A 26-yard touchdown run for Cash Roberts, 13-41. Hobbs still up by the 28 underneath the mercy roll, but they have the football with 46 seconds waiting for the kickoff return, and might want to see a onside kick, possibly for the Clovis Wildcats. Not much of a chance to get back in this one at this point. Hobbs going to go to 1-0 on the season. Clovis drops to 0-1 as the Eagles head to Artesia next week in Bulldog Bowl land. We'll have that game for you at 6:45. The pregame kickoff at 7 next Friday night on your No Mark Broadcasting stations. Should be the last kickoff of the ball game here. Clovis trying to get their guys lined up and had a guy sprint from left to right all the way over to the far sideline to get up on the line. Rule says you had to have at least 4 on each side of the football when the ball is kicked. So it looks like they got 4 left and the rest on the right side. Long delay before the kickoff here. I believe the guy that just made the touchdown is the kickoff man. Takes a couple of bounces on the onside and diving on it at the 46. Good coverage for the Eagles. And that will be quickly scooped up.
Yeah, he got so excited he was almost going to run to the wrong sideline.
Yeah, that was Alvarado doing a little helicopter there. First he slid down and made the stop and then jumped up and spun around in a 360. Hobbs football for the last series of the game. Probably can get a couple of plays out of this one with 45 seconds. Will not be able to run it out just with one play. Eagles are just bunched up in the victory formation here. Underneath the center will be Beatty, who's played the whole ball game. Coming in from Carlsbad, the transfer. He's going to kneel down, 1 yard back for -1, but who cares with the big win here. Beatty will get one more opportunity here to do something with the football. 24 yards on the ground for Beatty in this one with 8 carries. He does have a 1 yard touchdown run earlier in the contest. So should be, you're going to let it run underneath 27. They should have enough time just to get one more play here. Coach Stevens pointing at the clock. No rush on this one. One more knee, and this ball game will be in the books for the Eagles. Their 3rd win in a row, 1998, 99, 2000, last time it's happened, thanks to Sports editor Jason Farmer reminding me of that. And that will be the last touchdown here for or kneel down, I should say, for the Hobbs Eagles. They don't need another touchdown at this point. That's the ball game as your Hobbs Eagles getting the win, 41-13 by 28 over the Clovis Wildcats. 3 in a row over the Wildcats. These two teams are not in the same district anymore, but nice job on the road for the Hobbs Eagles to pull down that first W. We're going to take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on the radio, Cool 95.7, and 3 locations on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. We're back live here in Clovis. The Hobbs Eagles victorious in their first game of the 2023 season, 41-13 over the Clovis Wildcats. They go to 1-0. Wildcats drop to 0-1. Looking at the scoring in this game, the Eagles up big early, 14-0. A touchdown pass to Black, a 35-yarder from Beatty. And then Hawkes caught a 24-yarder, making it 14-0. Clovis did manage to score in the first quarter. Mondragon with a 27-yard pass from Stone. They had the PAT blocked by Diaz Castro for the Eagles. It was 14-6 at the end of one. Eagles had the only score in the second quarter. Beatty, the quarterback, a 1-yard run. It was 21-6 at halftime. Eagles then had two more scores and make it 3 after that, so 4 consecutive touchdowns for the Eagles. Kennedy with that 8-yard run with the 10-16 mark made it 27-6. And then also for the Eagles, Hawkes, a score as well, 34-6 with 2:06 remaining in the third. Going into the fourth quarter, the Eagles got another run for a touchdown by Armandaris, a 1-yarder, making it 41-6. And Clovis had the last score of the game, a 26-yard run for Roberts with the final 41-13. Eagles did have a mercy rule going on in the fourth quarter, but Clovis closed that out with about 46 seconds left to get the clock to stop a little bit. But still a 28-point victory for the Hobbs Eagles. Of course, last year, even a bigger victory at 46-7 by 39. But, of course, Eagles starting to get a little bit of sub-action in the game as well. And Clovis got a second burst of win there to try to get back some points in the game. But Hobbs with a big win to start the season, a third in a row victory over the Clovis Wildcats.
Yeah, and it looked like it was very good offensive defense. Both sides were playing well. We were a little concerned about the safeties, whether they could match up with the wide receivers. But fortunately, that did not have to be a problem because Clovis was not airing the ball out nearly as much as we thought they might be. But otherwise, yeah, it was a balanced attack on the offense for the Hobbs Eagles. A defense that was very stingy and very able to stop this Clovis Wildcats offense from doing any damage whatsoever. And it just it looked like at times where Wildcats were just a little confused on what was going on, how to answer it. And they just decided to go ahead and continue with the run. They could not get it. They did get the score at the end, but it was nowhere near what they wanted to do, I am sure, to get back into this game. But in the end, yeah, it's just all about Hobbs getting their right foot going on the season. Clovis still needing to work on some possible injuries and some possible other things that they can do to get this season uprighted and going the way they want to.
And with the Hobbs Eagles with 8 offensive starters graduated from last year, 7 on the defensive side, only 3 on offense and 4 on defense returning as starters this year. How do you think the Eagles did in terms of filling shoes for guys that have departed from last year?
I think it looked like that they were always there. It looked like it was never a consideration as far as these guys look new. They had some times, though, when they were making mistakes. But overall, this game looked like from top to bottom a Hobbs victory, and they definitely have a lot of good things to say, not a lot to say that as far as we need to work on this, we need to work on that. Usually that's what happens after a first game. You always try to see what you can work on to make improvements. There's not a whole lot. I'm sure they do have some things that they need to work on, but otherwise it is fundamentals. It is going to be simple things, and it's going to make sure that Hobbs can get into the second game, which is going to be in Artesia next week. Of course, another tough road game for them, and Artesia, it always brings the heat against the Hobbs Eagles, even if they are a division or 2 lower. It doesn't matter. They always come up and try to play their best against the Hobbs Eagles, and Hobbs definitely needs to make sure that they bring their A game to that one as well.
We're going to take a quick break and come back and wrap up with the stats in this ballgame. Looks like at this point, preliminary numbers, Hobbs over 500 yards of offense in this ballgame. And again, the win tonight, 41-13 over the Clovis Wildcats. Give us another 3 minutes and we'll wrap up the game here in Clovis. You're listening live to Hobbs Eagle Football on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Welcome back to the Hobbs Eagle post-game show. Victorious tonight, the Eagles, as they get the close to a mercy rule win. Was there for a while in the fourth quarter, but got underneath 35 to finish it up. 41-13 the final. Eagles winning by 28. Misspoke right before the break, said they got over 500. I added a wrong number onto the end of that. So Eagles did finish up with a total of 369 unofficially in the offensive game. Sorry about jumping the gun a little bit on that one. But let's first talk about the Clovis offense. We know they're primarily a running game that you see out there, and that's exactly what you got mostly in this game. Their quarterback, Jet Stone, he had 18 carries for 64 yards, was dropped a couple of times in the late parts of the ball game. A couple of those are negative double digits, so that kind of dropped his numbers down. Probably could have been up closer to 100 without those 4 or 5 drops in the backfield. So he was the second leading rusher as the quarterback. Also Cash Roberts getting a lot of handoffs late in the ball game. 15 carries for 82 yards. He had the final touchdown to a 26-yarder to score for the final 13 points for Clovis. Other rushing going on in the game. Mondragon did go down in the second half, but came back in late. Had 4 carries for 37 yards, also playing some defense for the Wildcats. And one other guy that did manage to get a run, that was number 21. He had a carry for 4. We never got the number on him, but he's definitely did get a run in the ball game. Total of the passing game, wasn't a lot of completions in this one. 4 of 10 for Clovis. For 65 yards. Mondragon had 2 catches for 34, including a 27-yard touchdown. And also for the Clovis Wildcats was number 21. He had a catch for 4 yards. He went nameless in this game on the rushing and the passing. And also one other player coming up with a 27-yard catch. And that was the receiver that did a pretty decent job last year, but didn't get a lot of chances in this game. And let me see what that name was, and I just lost that off my sheet. Cohen Mattis was the one that had a catch for 27. So 4 receptions for 65 yards with a 261 rushing, 326 yards in offense for the Clovis Wildcats, although they did lose by 28 in this one. They did have some consistency moving the football at times, had 13 first downs in this game, but turnovers were a mess for the Wildcats. 3 fumble giveaways to the Eagles and 4 turnovers on down. So definitely hurt their cause in the end in this ball game. They had a total of 9 penalties in the contest, and that was with a total of, 20, 35, a total of 63 yards in penalties for Clovis in this contest. So there's your numbers for the Wildcats in a losing cause tonight. Your Hobbs Eagles on the other side of the coin. They had 32 carries in the game for close to 200, 192 final in terms of the rushing yards in this one. Some big numbers in this game coming in for Armandaris. He had 13 carries, 113 yards. He had a couple of big ones, too, 28, 14, 13, and 17. So good job for Armandaris, and also a scoring run of 1 yard going across the goal line there in the victory. So he was in triple digits in this ball game. A couple of their guys picking up some yards, too, for the Hobbs Eagles. That includes Beatty, the quarterback. He had 9 carries for 23 yards for Hobbs. And Kennedy coming in as a sub in the backfield. He had 7 carries for 37 yards. He had a 6-yard touchdown run. And Beatty, the quarterback, again with a 1-yard touchdown run for the Eagles in this one. So that's pretty much the leaders in terms of the rushing game. Hobbs finishing up in the running game, if I don't misplace my notes here, 192 yards, as I mentioned before, so shy of 200. In the passing department, Hobbs able to convert on 12 receptions on 20 attempts in this game. And getting over the triple-digit mark in the contest, Jeremiah Hawkes, 6 catches, 101 yards, a couple of those for touchdowns. Both are double digits, 24 and 32 yards, so a big game for him. Another multiple catch game for the Eagles as well. For Saul Armandaris coming out of the backfield, he had 2 catches for 28 yards. Justin Black finished up with a catch for 35 yards, which is a TD reception, so a big one for him as well. Also in the game for the Hobbs Eagles, Zach Salcido had a catch for 4 yards. And last but not least, Deshaun Franklin coming down with 2 catches for 9 yards. Again, 12 of 20 for the Hobbs Eagles, and in terms of yardage in this ball game, definitely getting up there with 177. So 192 in the running game, 177 in the passing department for 369 yards against the Clovis Wildcats, 326. Eagles finishing up with 13 first downs, just like the Wildcats did. And they had a total of 8 penalties, a lot better in the second half, though. They had 6 of 40 in the first half, only 2 of 10 in the second half for 8 for 50 overall. Hobbs only punting once and giving up on downs once. No other fumbles or interceptions in this ball game, so clean with all those other stats.
I know, and that's another thing you can say that Hobbs did very well was be able to control the ball, not lose it, not do anything silly. Even on that fourth down when they had Hobbs looked like they were cool. They weren't under pressure at all. Looked like they had been there before, and that does help win games as far as, you can convert a fourth down, especially if it's more than 5 yards. That definitely boosts your ego and also helps you as far as, getting your confidence going for the next game and the next game after that.
Also want to mention, too, Judge Willie Henry. Like to shout out to Gabe Henry, and that's a relative of his in the game tonight, his grandson, number 7. And, boy, that kid's got some size on him. Big man there for the Hobbs Eagles. Hobbs next week will take on Artesia. Last year, of course, the Eagles winning 69-48 at Watson Stadium, 117 points in that ball game. So kind of a barn burner type of situation. You don't have to say much about that Artesia team. They like to throw the football. Tends to be their bread and butter. They got 67 plays in last year, 19 first downs. Hobbs had 84 plays and 28 first downs, so definitely moving the football even more than what Artesia had in that contest. Hawkes had 7 catches for 171 yards, of course, returning this season for the team. He's not the only guy that was on the squad last year that had that big of numbers for the Eagles. In fact, that was double what any other receiver had in that game, even going up with some of his seniors in that contest. So definitely great to see him with such big numbers. And if you look at some of the guys that were on Artesia's team last year, they had quite a few seniors that graduated, including Greathouse, who had 173 yards, and Rodriguez, 103 yards. So those 2 guys graduated. But they do have Saez, who had a catch for 19, and couple other guys out there, a junior. Actually, Greathouse was a junior. He had 173, so he led the team. He is back this year as part of their 371 yards in the air. Hobbs threw, though, for 253 yards. So Omar, some good passing numbers against the Artesia defense. But Hobbs with 347 rushing yards. Again, 148 for Diego Baeza and Omar Argot with 143. So, of course, those 2 guys are gone off the rushing game for the Eagles with graduation. But, again, nice to see people like Hawkes is back this year for the Eagles. And, again, 117 points on the scoreboard in that one. Just going back and forth up and down the field. This time, though, it's in the Bulldog Stadium.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if that happens again. The defense looks like, for the Hobbs Eagles anyway, looks like it's been a little stiffer. So it's going to be a little more work for the Artesia Bulldogs to be able to score like that. Hobbs, on the other hand, as long as they can get around that Artesia defense, I think they can put up at least 40, and maybe they can make that into an average for the season. But right now it's still early enough, too early to say that is something that is going to happen every week. You don't take that for granted, definitely, and you definitely don't want to take anybody for granted, no matter what. Artesia is definitely one of those teams that you do not want to overlook. And
the most championships for the state of New Mexico, of course, the Artesia Bulldogs in the sport of football. Win tonight for the Eagles, 41-13, as they go to 1-0 on the season. Next week in Artesia at 6:45, the pregame, the kickoff at 7 o'clock. I'd like to thank our sponsors for Hobbs Eagle football this season.
Eastern New Mexico University, thank you very much, along with Devon Energy, NMR Pipeline, Lee County State Bank, TDS, Forced Tire, A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, Lasco Construction, First American Bank, and Divine Energy Services. Thank you very much for all the support you give us.
And you do have a final in that Lovington game?
I do have a final in this Lovington game. It happened to be 45-18. Lovington come back a little bit, but not enough to make it a game, but they did get it close, and that happened in Lovington over the Roswell Coyotes won that one over the, of course, Lovington Wildcats.
Of course, Eunice winning big last night on the road. A big win for them. Jal winning on the road in Las Cruces, too. So some big wins for Lee County teams. That Tatum game tonight was rescheduled for next week. Got canceled. They were supposed to take on Magdalena tonight as well, but that will be next week. So hopefully enjoy the game tonight. Eagles winning again 41-13, and we'll be back with you next Friday at 6:45. Thanks to Tiffany back at the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend, have a great rest of a weekend out there, and big win for the Hobbs Eagles here in Clovis.